I have a lot of friends who are sober, a lot of friends who are straight edge, a lot of my friends who are going through it. I know struggling with substance abuse and alcoholism can be really, really hard, especially knowing who to turn to. It can be really, really daunting. I'm here to say that a good friend of mine and his friend started this incredible treatment center called Refine Recovery. They gave me a phone number, 855-516-3332. You can text, you can call them. It's totally confidential. It's safe. There'll be somebody on the other line to help you out, a compassionate human being to talk to help you navigate the process, the insurance treatments. They accept most of private insurances. You can go refinerecovery.com, Refine Recovery Instagram. I know it's hard, but reach out to somebody, man. People care about you. People love you. People want you to be here for a long time. People love you in their lives. If you're going through it, make this phone call. It's totally private. I know people DM me all the time about going through it and going through sobriety and trying to get straight and trying to take care of themselves. And the struggle is totally real. And Refine Recovery is the definitely move. Reach out to them, 855-516-3332, or text them, 855-516-3332. You can call or text this number anytime, 855-516-3332. You know the drill. This number is here for you to call. As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them sponsor my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies. You can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just throw a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies, and one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion in the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days, and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work, and it gives me a peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading the word about it. That's why it sponsors my podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth. Gotta give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years. And my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand. Love the concept. Love what they give back. Love the community. Love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company, and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people. And I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all. 6 years in the making.
It's been gnarly. It's been a lot.
Okay,
Like how you did research and shit.
Oh, bro, I always come on. I'm a fucking nerd, dude. I do all this shit. I'm professional. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Man, how do I describe this fucking guest, man? We've been talking for like 6 years with this podcast. It's actually happening right now. Mr. Tom DeLonge, a.k.a. Hot Pants, a.k.a. if you combine Jesus and Hulk Hogan together, the man, the myth, the legend, Tom DeLonge.
That's a good. That's actually, that was on point.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here, dude. I don't even know where to start with you, man. There's so much. It's crazy when like you know somebody throughout the years, you played shows with them, you have small conversations, then you actually do a deep dive on them and find out so many different things about them. It's all good though.
Oh,
it's all positive about
Curious
you.
what you found.
What's all positive on the interwebs about you?
Maybe you found like other shit, like another guy with my name, and you're like, "Whoa, I didn't know you were a fashion designer."
Yeah, there is.
There's another one. Yeah,
there is. Yeah. Did you really get kicked out of school for drinking in a basketball game?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And did they voted for you to come back, and you're the homecoming king?
Yeah, I think one of the guys, the dad
Crazy.
of one of the other guys I got kicked out with, threatened to beat up one of the school fucking superintendents or some shit, and we got in a semester early, so I ended up graduating from that school like later.
Damn. Yeah, you're kind of like a wild kind of kid, like a skate punk, cruising around, kind of like a rebel in the streets, like running through Kmart's and Targets, clothes off, smashing shit, like
yeah,
just a kid in the streets, kind of.
Very streety, yeah. Like we skateboarding was like punk rock and skateboarding. From that era was like kind of one and the same, and there was like gangs, like
totally.
Remember that band Unwritten Law?
Yeah,
yeah. Those guys were their neighborhood, and specifically was like brutal. I mean, you get in a fight with one of those kids, you get in a fight with like 40 of them.
Unwritten Law, really?
Oh my god.
Wow.
But we would be on tour with them in the van, and they would fight each other. Like,
okay. Wow.
They were
man.
like, they were a lot of fun and talented guys too. But like that whole era, we just skateboard around and just like you're bored and you're pissed. And
yeah.
So we just start skateboarding through like stores and just knocking shit off the aisles and just fucking with people, and a lot of fist fights, a lot of dumb shit, and stuff that was. You look back and you're kind of going, God, man, we're assholes,
But that's how kids were. If you live like in a bored kind of suburban area, like you talk about, how you grew up in the area, it's like you want to kind of rebel against shit too. Especially if your home life's not the perfect home life. You want to be out in the streets hanging with people,
Yeah, I had a broken family.
Yeah,
and you want to get out, and so you're kind of angry, so you just want to feel something. So you get a rush from running from the cops or something, and fucking with people. Kind of, maybe as a kid you want to like inflict pain on someone else for a change, and it's not the right thing, you're a kid, you don't know.
Yeah.
You want to laugh at the pain, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no therapy back then to talk to people.
No. That was rich kid stuff.
Yeah. And how are you in school? You like a good student?
C's, a couple B's, mostly C's, maybe a couple D's.
Yeah. Did you like school?
Fuck no, I hated school.
No sports for you either?
Played basketball a bit in junior high school, a little bit in high school, just because I'd be bored but eventually I found that there's like this gym that all these giant black dudes would come and play pickup ball, and so I stopped playing because they're all so gnarly good and bigger than me. So we just ended up going up and shutting the power off to the gym multiple times just to fuck with them. And these guys are running out, you motherfuckers. And dude, we would have gotten killed.
Oh, absolutely.
But dude, we would wait like, I don't know, 20 minutes, come back, sneak back up there, shut the power off to the gym again,
You guys are like fucking latchkey kids in the streets for real.
Yeah, and
were your parents strict and stuff or no?
Oh yeah. My mom was like hardcore Christian, born again Christian.
Yep.
My dad wasn't at all. My dad had like other girlfriends and houses going on that we didn't know about it. So they were always fighting and shit, and so I just want to be out of the house all the time. So I just stay out, I skateboard for miles and meet up with these other tribes of kids and there's no skate parks.
Yeah.
There's no fucking helmets and shit.
Nothing like that back then.
No. You got to break into a school. You got to hop fences. You break into people's pools when they're making pools, but they're not filled yet.
Yeah.
Wherever you can go, and you're getting kicked out of everywhere. So, the one thing that brings you together as a tribe, which is eventually why you and I got into punk rock music, is
totally.
like the brotherhood element of it. But it's just kind of like you're trying to get with your tribe, but you're getting brutalized every time you go anywhere, kicked out and told that you're like just a menace, and frustrating.
I saw a meme the other day that said, I was punk rock when it was called the F word, whatever that word is. We can't say anymore, but back then being called names.
Yeah.
When it was like shocking and rebellious and just you on a skateboard is a threat, or having like a different color hair or something.
Yeah, but in skateboarding and punk rock, you know, like you get points for being weird. You get points for having blue hair. You get points for being an outcast, or if you're gay, or if you're a vegan or something like.
True.
That's what's so cool about it, and that's why. And there's an element of danger.
Yeah.
With the music or with the sport itself. And, you know, if you're skateboarding, you could break your back at any fucking moment. And I think that, and with punk rock music, the aggression and the energy, it's like both those things spawn like the best art. Like you got the street art, the coolest fashion, you know, it's like the skate kids were the first ones that were like, Dickies are cool, you know?
So true, man.
And Dickies and New Balance, what these old dudes are wearing, is like, it's the way to go.
I know. It's crazy how Dickies is still huge, man.
I'm wearing them now.
I know, man. We can still rock them like in our 50s.
And you gotta
You're not 50 yet,
but you got to fucking like break them in like a baseball glove.
You do. It is weird when you wear them older, because I forgot how stiff they were, you know?
So stiff.
I know, but they're so strong.
But you run them with the creases, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, man. So you're just in the streets, you're skating. Your parents are pretty strict on grades too as well and shit like that?
No, they didn't. They didn't monitor. There's like no time to dig in.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't go to college. You know, no one's telling me like, yeah, you should have a plan.
Yeah.
They're too busy. Well, at that time, divorcing and breaking up and splitting up, and it was just mayhem.
Trying to keep food on the table and a roof over your head.
Yeah, which was barely the thing, you know. So.
Yeah, we all find punk rock as like a home away from home, like a family. It's like so beautiful.
It was beautiful, especially when you and I were playing together. That era, tell me that wasn't like you felt like you had friends everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially you. You're like such a friendly dude. You were like a heartbeat for a lot of bands, but like,
thank you.
But there's a lot of echoes of you in that culture. And I like to think that Blink was a part of that. And like,
oh yeah, dude.
You know, like the Warped Tour was rad, not for the shows, we're celebrating each other, but as soon as the shows were done, we all were barbecuing together, you know?
Yeah, dude. It was like a brotherhood of family.
It was so fun.
I know.
And then I remember the few times where some trouble broke out, I was like, you're fucking with like 60 punk rockers on the road. Like I remember just like.
Or just one Fletcher versus everybody.
Or just send Fletcher out there. Dude, I have plenty of Fletchers. You have plenty too, yeah.
He was a protector. Like he could bully you and break your balls, but if somebody else did it, he'd have your back.
And just for the audience to hear this, you know, Fletcher is this fucking 6'6" guy, 300 pounds, plays guitar for a punk rock band called Pennywise, which by the way, first time I heard the first Pennywise record, you can play that fast and be that melodic. What the fuck's going on? It was like,
yeah, they're fast.
They were hitting before NoFX and all that stuff, you know, and I was like, what is this shit? But he's got that huge fuck off tattoo on his back. Yes. Giant, just fuck off. He takes off his shirt, just fuck off. He's got Pennywise carved into his arm. And he'll take real human feces and put it in your mouth. But if someone fucks with you, like he's the first guy to fucking break the guy. So he's just like this dichotomy of just like, he's gonna inflict pain on you, but it's gonna be out of love, you know.
Totally, nobody else can do it. He has your back.
Yeah.
And skateboarding. Do you remember your first board?
Jeff Kendall.
Oh, sick! I have one of those too.
Did you? Yeah. It's like it was. And I remember like that was like the two big moments in my life outside of like having sex for the first time would have been the Jeff Kendall skateboard with tracker trucks and Spitfire wheels and shit. And then getting my first Stratocaster guitar, you know?
Yeah. Dude, I had tracker trucks too. People hated on them. They had independent back then.
Yeah, but
I love tracker.
Trackers were just kind of, I don't know, they was all modern and shit.
But a lot of the pros I looked up to rode tracker, probably Caballero and these dudes back then. Like, yeah. Dude, I loved it, man. And did you have a favorite trick from back then? Like,
I made up a trick.
What is
it's called the fucking rocking horse. It was like you'd all into a nose grind.
Okay.
Then rock back to a 5.0 just on the back truck.
Okay.
To a tail slide and revert out. So you just got this really dumb looking trick. But if you do it fast, it's kind of cool.
Damn. You know? You still do it, you think?
Fuck no.
Damn. I saw some great pictures of you doing like ollies over barrels, all kinds of shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. That was skateboarding.
You were kick flipping too?
I don't. Like I don't talk about skateboarding like it was something I did. It was who I was, you know. Like I was
totally
very, very much a skateboarder. Like I still am. Like you don't do that and then say like I'm not a skateboarder. Like that's
you're a skateboarder for life, dude.
For life, because it's a culture. It's not the sport. It's the way you dress. It's the way you talk. It's the art that you're into. It's the it's just rebellion. Now it's the fucking Olympics, and you're like, okay, well that's a change from what I remember.
It's crazy, but it is kind of amazing to see it there. It's wild.
But when you still see the fucking cool skateboarders, they're street kids going, look, we don't fit in anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you'll see it in the dirty ones, and you're like, that's you still sense the authenticity in it, you know?
Totally. It's still like a safe place for people to go and meet people and be part of a tribe, right? With skateboarding. It's like, I don't think that's changed.
Even my son, when he got into skateboarding, was when he became social, because then they had a place to go. We'll meet at the skate park, and then your buddies are there. You know, they can't go anywhere. They're too young to drink and do anything, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, let's just all meet at the skate park. And half the kids don't really take skateboarding seriously, but it's just like the vibe of being able to go somewhere, and it's like a meeting place, you know?
Yeah, it's being part of something.
Being part of something.
And be able to be yourself in that tribe.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, man. And the skateboard like never let you down. It always was there for you. More than a girlfriend, more than anything. Always count on your skateboard to do something.
Especially if you're bummed, you're just like, fuck, you got on your board, go. It's your first car.
Yeah.
It's like getting on a motorcycle and feeling the wind. You know, when you're sad, you know, guys like, dude, they have their midlife crisis and shit. You get on a motorbike and you go down there, you're like, fuck, I just got power. It's just, this thing's made only for me. No one else gets on it. Well, skateboard's like that for a teenager, you know?
Yeah. So you graduate, obviously.
Yeah, did graduate.
Did you barely graduate? You graduated?
I graduated fine.
Yeah.
You know, but
you like a class clown, kind of like the funny guy?
Kind of was, yeah. A lot of I used to fucking do some crazy shit. I would just start fucking singing in the middle of a class.
Did you get suspended a bunch?
Got a lot of detentions.
Yeah.
I organized. There was this one thing where, like, you know, you have periods. You got 5 minutes to get to your next class.
Yeah.
They were trying to hammer down periods, and they're like, if you don't get to your class, teacher locks the door, and everyone has to go to the detention room. So I kind of organized everyone. Let's just all meet at the detention room because no one wants to go to class. So I started getting everyone to not even go to class. And then they had to stop the whole thing, and I always remember it's kind of rad. I felt like a politician.
Oh my God, man! So were you playing the bands in high school?
I started Blink in high school. I got kicked out of high school and went to this other brand new school. But when I went to the new school, I showed up. I got the bomber jacket. I got the Doc Martens.
Hard.
Like it's kind of more from the hardcore scene. You're like, you know. But I was just like, dude, I was listening to TSOL and fucking GBH and all this weird shit, and I was just
watching Suburbia.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and so I go to school and I'm there, and I only know like 2 skateboarders there. It's like 2,000 kids at this public school, and I don't know anyone. And out of the 2 skateboarders I knew, I was like, fuck, I gotta find my boys. They're the only guys I know. And so I meet them at lunch. Like, hey, and one guy goes, hey, it's my girlfriend, Ann. And she goes, oh yeah, here you play music. You're starting a band. My brother's moving down here. He plays bass. His name's Mark.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that's how Blink. If I didn't get kicked out of school, Blink would not have started.
Damn, dude.
So that's how it all kind of came together. But actually, also what happened before Mark came down, there was a battle of the bands at lunchtime in the gym. People can just do a battle of bands. So
it's like a movie.
So I went up there with a guitar by myself.
No way.
And I played a song called "Who's Gonna Shave Your Back Tonight," and it goes, "Who's gonna shave your back tonight? I'm not gonna shave your back tonight." It was super catchy too. Like if you hear the chords, yeah. And so like you have 2,000 kids. They all knew that I was like this fucking degenerate that got kicked out of Poway High. Yeah. And now I'm at their school, and they're like, "That's that kid that just like he's like the fucking bad kid, and he's up here singing about shaving backs." Only I thought it was funny. It's not funny really, but to me, I was like, it's just absurd, you know.
Oh my God.
And but after me or before I played or something, there's another band, and they're nobody's really in a band, but they're all just playing a song or something. One kid was in 8th grade, and he was playing drums, and he was actually pretty fucking good compared to everyone else. I was like, fuck, I need a drummer, and that was Scott. And so that's how I went up to him. I was like, dude, you want to jam? And then Mark came down, because Ann told me he was moving down. So Blink got formulated during that one semester I went to that other school.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wasn't it been Duct Tape or Big Oily Men?
Big Oily Men was me jamming with a couple other dudes.
Okay.
That was funny because one time, this guy was rad. He came, it was right when Green Day's not Kerplunk. What was the first Green Day record? One of those, you know, the first, the Lookout Records shit. You know?
Before Dookie, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, before Dookie. It was like the first record, it was first or second record on Lookout Records when Green Day was popping, when they were on tour with Bad Religion and shit.
Yeah.
They're opening up. And in the punk scene, you know, we all know what's happening. It's like bubbling, you know?
Totally.
And I remember I was in this band with the Big Oily Man. It was just a couple guys. We were just trying to put some songs together, but this guy was older. And he shredded on drums. And I remember he came to my house to jam, and so we shut my garage door. We're in the garage, and he goes, "Fuck!" He's all power pop. Power pop's the fucking way. Power pop punk is the way, dude. It's like that Green Day shit. He's all power pop. He's all fuck it, and he jumps up, and he's older. He's like in his early 20s.
Yeah,
you know. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Am I 16 or some shit? He just takes off all of his clothes, his dick's out and everything, and just jumps on. He's like, let's go. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, this is what punk is. You know, I was like, I love this music, and this is like what you do. And I remember we're jamming. I was like, my mom might be coming home pretty soon. I don't know if this guy's with clothes on and shit. You know,
An older man in there too.
He's an older man with his dick out, and we're just like trying to figure it out. So that's the only memory I have from that band.
Holy shit, dude. So Blink kind of forms in school, and then you graduate, and then there's no college. And is your goals at that time to do music or just
no?
whatever?
So I went to
construction. You worked at the
I went to a
spot.
semester of junior college, and I was working at this vitamin store, GNC.
I know that.
And it was super funny because I was so bored. I would sit in there and I would sell the wrong products to people on purpose. Every time they come in there, like, I'm having this, like, I feel like I need a detox. I was like, oh, you need this Yohimbe stuff. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, well, it really cleans out the liver. It wasn't. It was for erections. Yeah. And so I thought it was super funny. So it's constantly selling erection stuff to people,
Dude.
but under like the guise of like detoxing your liver. I didn't know anything about the vitamins and shit. And I'd be bored in there. And I would just pick up the phone and I would be in a mall. I was in a mall. So I would call the stores across the way and I would just fuck with all the store people on the phone and watching them. Like there's a toy store and I would tell them that my kid just took a shit in their toy ball pool that's in the front of all the toys, like a little blow up pool with like little plastic balls. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was just in there. My little kid just went to the bathroom and I'm watching the dude on the phone because I'm literally 100 yards from him and I just see him just head just dips down. He's super defeated. And I'm like, and it's not number one, it's number two. I'm super sorry. And so I'd watch this dude go out and just smell all around and do shit, you know.
Dude.
I call up this art store and I said, hey, do you know, this is mall security. Do you guys have a guy in a red sweater? And because I see a guy shopping with a red sweater, you know, and the guy's on the phone. He's like, yeah, I could, there's a guy in here right now with a red sweater. I'll keep him there. He stole something. We're coming down to get him. Just don't let him leave. Just talk to him. Just make sure he doesn't leave. He's okay. I'll keep him here. And I hang up the phone. I just watch for the next 20 minutes as this guy tries to not let the guy leave the store. And the guy's like, he's like grabbing his arm. He's like, what is, he's not coming in. He's like dragging him, showing him picture frames and shit. So I just fuck with people the whole time. And,
it's like Jerky Boys and prank.
No, dude, that was big back then. And
Jerky Boys was sick.
And I quit junior college because I remember I was sitting in the macroeconomics and I was like, I was the only dude, this is college, and I had my like a new cell phone when they just started coming out.
Oh, wow.
And I would reflect the light through the window. I was sitting in the back of the room because I was like, I don't know, what am I doing here? I remember I figured that I can reflect the sunlight off my phone onto the professor, this ball of light, like this, like
just fucking with him
on his dick, like as he's trying to fucking teach economics to the whole class. There's like a big bright sun on his dick just bouncing around.
God,
and I was laughing. So I didn't know anyone in the class and I'm in college and everyone's looking at me just so annoyed, you know, like so immature. But dude, I just thought it was the funniest shit. And then I closed my book, stood up and I said, I'm out of here. And I remember he looked at me and I just walked out. I said, why am I here? And then I just got a full-time job delivering concrete.
Delivering concrete.
Damn. And I jumped the fork. I used to tow behind a forklift, but I jumped it and broke it. So then I had to lift it all by hand and I broke my back. I hated my job, punched out the window shield, and I go, oh, rock hit my window shield. Sorry. My bosses smoked pot every day, didn't do anything. 2 guys. And then once a month they would snort meth. And then they want to clean everything. And I was like, I'm cleaning everything every fucking day. Like,
holy shit.
It's either you guys don't do anything or you want to do like 8 times more work today.
Well, you know, meth.
It was the worst.
Holy fuck.
And then finally, like we said, let's just book some shows. And I called my mom up. I said, can I just move into your house, your apartment? And I won't even be there. I'm just going to get on the road with these guys and try and figure it out. And that's how Blink started. Yeah.
Holy shit. How old are you then when the band starts?
Well,
17, 18?
I was 17, 18. I was like 18 when we started like really, really doing that. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
But you know the drill. Get out of the house and figure it out, you know?
Yeah. There's so many things I was looking up earlier to tell you about Blink-182, like where the name comes from too. Like it's so much. I mean, is there like a true meaning to 182? And like out of the 3 numbers, what number do you think you are? 182.
Fuck, dude, I don't know. Well, Blink came. We were skateboarding. We always skate. Like there was a tribe of skateboarders there's about 6 of us. Mark was one of them, you know. And
yeah, he was a good skater.
Nah, he wasn't. But he enjoyed the camaraderie. You know, totally. Like he most of the time he would just like sit on a skateboard and smoke cigarettes and drink big gulps. You know. And one of our friends was pro. You know, a couple of my friends were way better than I was. Yeah. But we would meet there every single night at this strip mall and skate at a Target shopping center.
Well, the concourse too, you guys skated.
Yeah, we go to concourse and downhill naked, like downtown, because it's like a swirly five-story drop.
Yeah.
But I skated up to Mark and I said, I think I got a band name. I don't even know how he would remember it, but I think I came up with it. But I remember the conversation was just Blink, because like I was really into fast. I really like that band, the punk band, the Toy Dolls.
Yeah, great. Great
and I just love this idea of like and I also I shouldn't even say the Toy Dolls, it's really the Descendants, because
best band.
Because when you take the Descendants and you take some of their really fast songs that are just fucking 30 seconds long, there's a few of them sprinkled in the calendar.
Yeah,
it's just like I love that concise, really fast, really melodic. You're in and you're out.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we were trying to do. And so the idea, the word Blink represented how fast.
Gotcha.
We would push through these songs.
That makes sense, dude.
But then there was like this techno band from Ireland.
Yeah.
That had the same name.
Yep.
And gave us a cease and desist. And so Mark goes, 182. Call it Blink-182. And we're like, cool. All right. And we kept skating. Like that was it. But
damn.
But dude, like the legend of what that means.
There's a bunch, dude.
Because I think I always
Mark blinking as fast as he can blink his eyes. How many times they say fucking in Scarface?
Rob Reiner, the director, came up to me when I took the family to the snow one year out in Idaho, and years and years ago, and he's all, me and my son watched Scarface and counted fuck, and it's not the right number. Like even they did it, you know.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but it also it's like, but Blink started at Rancho Bernardo High School because that's where I got kicked out of school, and it's the 18, you know, RB is 18 and 2, the letters in the alphabet. So even that worked, you know, but it was nothing. It was literally just a number out of thin air, and it was weird because I never really liked the name that much. You know, it's not like, you know, like Bad Religion's a pretty fucking good name of a band, you know?
Sick, and a sick logo too.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like Blink-182. It's like, what does that mean? And it's so strange, but I think that worked in our favor.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's like weird. It's like it's just a weird name.
Totally.
So it's not like everyone else. Like
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Gorilla Biscuits.
Gorilla Biscuits. Yeah.
There's so many crazy names.
Just crazy names, and like, you know, so I think it stuck, and
it works.
It worked.
I mean, but Descendants, man, I want to say that they're like probably the first pop punk band originally with the love songs and all that stuff in the 80s. You know what I mean? I mean, we have Buzzcocks, which have pop love songs, but I feel like Descendants are one of the first ones, man. Without even calling it
There's
that.
fucking songwriters, dude.
Incredible,
people talk about the Buzzcocks, which they're great, cool, but like, you can't fuck with the Descendants when you hear Clean Sheets. Ooh. Like, you're telling me, like, are you trying to tell me that, like, this is the Beatles of punk rock, you know?
Sour Grapes. Oh my God, bro.
Everything I do is a direct rip off of them.
That's I read, like in Milo was you want to sound like Milo.
Oh yeah, my little nasally tooty voice.
Yeah.
I would sit in front of the mirror and just go, how do I sound like Milo? And we do punk rock drops and jumps and be like, how do we jump like NoFX? You know, so funny.
Because your goal was kind of to be like as big as NoFX at that point.
That's all. That was my only goal. Yeah. Damn. Our old manager asked me, so what do you want out of this band? Right when the band started kind of really working. So what are your dream scenario? And I said, I want to be able to sell out clubs, man. Like if I can have a tour bus and sell out clubs, because to me that was like fucking the Rolling Stones.
Totally.
A tour bus,
yeah,
selling out places like Soma and places the size of like House of Blues or something, which wasn't around then, but like that just seemed like insurmountable. I was like, if I can do that, like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah, I remember going like from your first tour bus from a van. It's like life-changing.
Life-changing. It's great. And you don't even know you're in one of those old buses called like an Eagle, where it's like breaking down and your driver is on fucking speed.
Or meth
and shit. And dude, I woke up one night and he hit the guardrail and I hear the scraping down the side of the bus. I had to jump out of my bunk because he tried to side on a freeway traffic and the fence line broke through the side of the bus and scraped through the windows, and I thought I was going to die. I was like,
damn.
You know, our driver was just on so many drugs and he had a family emergency and just decided to fucking pedal to the metal like in the middle of the night. I was just like, dude.
It is scary to have some random ass dude driving in the warp tour around the world. You don't even know who the fuck they are, what they're going through, and their lives in your hands. It's crazy.
It's crazy that we don't trust in those dudes. Where are they from? Arkansas?
No, just random, especially in Europe too. It's crazy on the Autobahn and stuff.
Yeah, fucking nutty.
Oh my God. What was I going to say to you? Guitar. What was your inspiration for playing guitar? Why did you choose that instrument? You think? What were we listening to?
I grew up being forced to go to church, so I kind of learned how to sing there.
Yeah.
Like what it's like to sing in pitch. I was never a good singer though, but I understood how to hit the pitch or whatever, kinda. But
I think you do not the cover. I think you doing Boxcar and then Angels turned you into a totally different singer, man.
It did.
That whole progression. I watched it all. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. But well, what happened is like when you're a kid that has no money, you're living in the garage, and your parents are fighting all the time, and you suck at school, and all these things, you become really you become a force of nature to make something of yourself, you know, because you have no other choice. And I knew if I became a really great singer, and that's all I did. I didn't even think I could do that. But even if I did do that, I would still be stuck because I wasn't writing any songs, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to wait for someone to write me a song. If I became a really good guitar player, maybe I could have done that. But then again, I'd still be stuck because I'm just shredding on guitar and I don't have a song and someone's singing. So I go, if I can be decently good at both of those, then maybe I can write my own songs and be a little bit more in control of making a path out of this household.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is I was with Mark and Scott in the beginning or whatever, like there wasn't another guitar player. So I had to figure out how to make it not sound so empty. So rather than just doing like a solo and then power chords, I kind of blended them together and just did riffs. Sometimes power chords, sometimes riffs, a lot of open notes, a lot of things. So I kind of created my own style, just trying to fill in the space.
Yeah, and just self-taught pretty much.
Totally self-taught.
There's no YouTube back then, that stuff. Yeah,
it's so funny. Alon, that plays in Angels and Airwaves, that plays in Nine Inch Nails, the drummer. He's like a fucking prophet when it comes to like music.
Yeah,
he's so gnarly good at. He can play anything on guitar, if it's Zeppelin, Queen, whatever. He can play Beethoven on piano, and he can play drums like Travis. Like, so he's like that gnarly. And he laughs at me. He goes, "You know nothing about guitar." He's all, "But you blow me away because it seems like you have command of it when you play your shows."
Totally,
and
dude.
he laughs at me about it. It seems like it. I'm like, I know, right?
Can you read music and all that stuff?
No,
Wow, dude. And your first guitar, your friend found in the garbage or something? Gave it to you?
Yeah, they knew that I loved playing guitar a lot at their house, and so they went and got some garbage guitar and fixed it to hold strings, and that gave it to me for like a birthday present.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
And you went to camp too? That's where you kind of found out about, fell in love with guitars at camp or something? Is that
no? But
I did religious camp or something.
Yeah, I was forced to go religious camps and shit.
My mom forced me to go to church, so I was Catholic too. God,
you know what's cool? I'm gonna say this: like, I am so gnarly anti-religion, but I am so proud that spiritual concepts were kind of given to you there.
Yes.
So if you can get rid of all the religious dogma shit, you can kind of understand how consciousness works.
Yeah.
Because everyone's saying the same thing, you know. So I wouldn't be the same dude without it, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. My mom was making all three of us go to church, and we were Irish Catholic and communion and altar boys, all that shit.
Yeah. The Catholic
and we were in Boston too, which is sketchy,
that's some
bro.
Deep Catholic shit. That's not just like light Catholic shit.
I know. I hated it so much, dude.
I hated it so much.
It's crazy how punk the Bad Religion logo is, man. How shocking that was back then.
So
it
shocking.
Still is, dude.
So scared to let my mom see that logo.
Oh, yeah.
She came in. Remember that old punk band, D.I.?
Of course, bro.
Dude, they had this album called they had this album called Horse Bites, Dog Cries.
Yeah.
On that album is a song called No Moms. My mom walked in. It's like, no moms, and she heard it, grabbed the tape cassette, broke it, put it in the trash, and I was like, I'm a fan for life now.
Oh hell yeah! If you can bother your parents.
Yeah.
Dude, is there any music your kids listen to that may offend you, or like really?
No.
My son's into crazy death metal and like black metal and all this shit I never get into in my life. I appreciate it now. Like Fit for an Autopsy, I like Slipknot now because of him.
Interesting.
Shit that your kids get into that you're not into.
Well, my son's like mad into just all the rap shit.
Sick.
Just so deep into all the fucking weird dudes that are named like Yeet and all this stuff.
Yeah, me too.
You know, all that stuff.
Do you go to shows?
No, it's not my thing. But I get why he likes. They like them for the same reason we like the Descendants and shit.
Totally.
You know, it's like it's a counterculture and it's rebellious. Facts. You know, so tribe. They got a tribe. You know.
Were you never hip hop head?
Never was. Beastie Boys because they were a punk band. So I was like allowed myself to love that. You know.
But no Wu-Tang, none of that stuff.
Nah, it just never really spoke to me. But I gotta say, my do you know Smitty?
Yeah,
that manages Pearl Jam and stuff. But
I know the name. Yeah.
But Smitty was a tour manager for us too. He was also did work with Chili's for the longest time. But Smitty was an old punk rocker. Like he lived with the guys in TSOL. You know, Sick. He went into all the early punk shows in Santa Monica Civic and all that shit. First time he saw Clash, the Clash show at the Santa Monica.
He's legit.
He's legit, dude. And I remember he told me, he's like, dude, he grew up with the heroin fucking riot punk rock, deep LA shit. And he goes, first time I heard NWA, he goes, we have nothing on how punk rock those guys are.
It's true.
And so when I heard him kind of put his stamp of approval on it, I was like, I got to really pay attention. I started paying attention to what they're doing, and I said, fuck, they're punk rock motherfuckers just coming from a different neighborhood, you know?
And yeah, Public Enemy too. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
The stuff that they were singing about wasn't for the radio. It was just like, it taught me a lot about the culture. And
they're like,
all that.
Go kill cops.
Yeah.
They just fucking put that in a song. You're like, whoa.
Ice-T too also.
So they don't give
Ice
a fuck.
Cube.
Yeah.
You used to skate Hawk Ramp too back in the day in Fallbrook?
Yeah, we've been there a few times.
Damn.
And,
were you a vert skater or just?
No, I was a street kid, but
Yeah.
we didn't have access to vert ramps, you know? Like,
Yeah.
only the rich kids got that shit.
Yeah. Was it a big ramp back then probably?
Fuck yeah. I rolled in on, first time I did a roll in was on Hawk's Ramp.
Holy shit, that big rolling.
I fucking died. I fell so hard. I'm never doing that again.
Damn.
It's like, you think, okay, I can't drop in. There's too much vert. I'll roll in. It's easy. No, the roll is like faster. You're like, fuck.
You know the big ramp he has now? I went there recently and I went on top of the deck because I skate ramps and I stood there. He was on the ramp. I got so shook. I didn't even drop in. I was just scared, man.
It's like
big.
2
feet, 3 feet of vert, dude.
Dude, it's so gnarly. And they go like 10 feet over the coping when they're in the air.
And then there's a gap in between.
So sketchy.
But Jeremy Klein, that was the skater you guys.
Jeremy was a good friend of ours.
With him back in the day.
Jeremy was the most authentic hardcore street skater. He was a pro. Started a company called Hookup. So you ever see the Japanese animation on shit?
Yeah.
Anime stuff.
That's him.
Jeremy always wanted to go skate the worst shit. He's like, there's a ditch 30 miles from here. There's weeds everywhere. It's
some
got
random
trash
shit.
in it,
yeah.
and it's unskateable. And he's all, that's why he wanted to do it, because it was so gnarly. And I was like, it was the worst skate days ever when Jeremy picked the spot. I was like, this fucking sucks.
It's all rocks and shit.
And he loved it because he's like barely getting by, but doing a 360 flip, landing on some weird barbed wire fence, the trick back into the ditch. I'm like, I can't even do anything in this ditch. It's full of dirt and rocks.
It's kind of sick, like how fearless we were back then with skating and getting hurt and trying the same trick all day long until you finally fucking landed it.
And, yeah.
Smashing your shins.
Dude, having blood everywhere, sprained ankles, broken. So I have a toe on my left toe that's so big because it healed all wrong from breaking at skateboarding.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like, dude, launch ramps where you just pound yourself. Like, let's just jump off this ramp and land on flat ground over and over again.
I love launch ramps though, bro. It's like doing methods or doing airs off it.
Yep.
And then once you finally land it just feels so, it's just such a crazy natural high skateboarding, man.
Yeah.
It was such
flying.
Beautiful thing, man. So you guys drop a demo, you go on tour with a Fly Swatter demo, right? It's the first demo, and then you guys go on tour, then Buddha comes out, and you guys just, when the band first starts, is it just grind, like sleeping on floors, the van, all that shit?
Well, we started the band specifically because on certain nights we were bored of skating. We thought it'd be funny because we were all dick jokes. Like our group was just like,
now I know where it comes from.
All just, you know, you fuck your dad. No, you fuck your dad. You know, and then we're
all
like,
the shit that still happens on stage.
So yeah, that's who we are. Like you don't need us on stage to.
But
talk
I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would then pick up a guitar back at one of our buddies' houses, and we would just make up dumb songs. And then we're like, oh, we should go play that coffee shop because we knew all these old people were drinking coffee in there, and they let bands play. So we would go to the coffee shop with our skateboarder friends, dying because we're talking about fucking each other's dads and songs.
Oh my god!
And we were a nobody, you know, and that's how the band started, was just doing entertain each other with other people in the room, and we just thought that was funny.
Damn.
But then there's like the songs were like, this is kind of good. It's like it's really bad, you know. We could barely do it, but there's something here. I remember the first show we ever played. I booked a show at this bar, and the dude goes, okay, you show up, your opening band, whatever. I wasn't old enough to be in the bar because I wasn't 21. I was 18, and so he had me.
We got arrested on the Blink tour for being underage.
I did, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, go.
So he gave us 50 tickets. He goes, you sell these tickets, whatever you sell, that's your payment for the night. I came back, I'm all, here's all 50, bro. I don't know anybody old enough to come to the show. And he's okay. You guys start in like 30 minutes. And I look around and there's nobody in the bar. It's so early. It's like 7 o'clock and all the chairs are still on the tables. And he's like taking the chairs off the tables. We get up and we have to start our set. There's not one person in the bar. First show, there was not one only the dude getting the bar ready.
Wow.
And we play like 20 minutes. And the other guys in our crew had to stand outside the door and watch us. They couldn't even be in the bar. And we get done, and he comes up with a push broom. You know, it's like, there's nobody in the fucking show. And he goes, you know what? I swear to God, that's what he said. He goes, don't break up. Whatever you guys do, don't break up.
Damn.
He's all, I hear something here. There's something here.
What?
And I was like, dude, I got goosebumps right now because
I
I'm
know.
like, dude, you just need one dude to believe in you. That's all you need.
Who's that dude?
Who's that dude?
I wonder where he's at now, man. Fuck.
I have no idea. He's like fucking.
So that's the first Blink-182 show.
That was first show.
Holy fuck, man. So yeah, when you were touring, like there's no internet, there's none of that shit. You just fucking, it's word of mouth about your band.
Dude, I was writing a song with Mark in his bedroom, and I was like, I put the guitar down, and I was like, because we'd always write on acoustic guitars in his bedroom, and then we'd practice it later with electricity, you know. But
yeah.
So at his house, we're jamming and trying to write some songs, and I put the guitar down. I said, "What the fuck is the internet?" It's like everyone's talking about it. I really don't understand what it is. He's all, dude, it's mind blowing. Here, check this out. And he starts searching his room and he grabs a roll of duct tape. And he's all, oh, look. And he grabs duct tape, turns it around, and there's a fucking website on ducttape.com.
Oh, shit.
He's all, you see? And he explained to me what web pages were. But what blows my mind was duct tape was ahead of the curve. Duct tape had a website before fucking anyone had a website, before any bands, before any movies, before fucking Google. Like, duct tape was like, we need a website for this. How weird is that?
That's fucking crazy.
Wild, right?
I wonder if that's really the first one. And fuck.
I don't know. I mean, there's websites out there, but just the fact that some big corporation that owns chemicals and makes parts and makes duct tape, you decide that that one little tape that we make, we should have a website for that.
It's crazy, man. Duct tape was such a big part of skateboarding. I was wrapping my shoes and my knee pads and all that shit.
Yeah, you made your shoes last longer.
Fuck, man. Okay, so Buddha, you're touring all that stuff. You're getting a name for yourself. Are the people starting to? Those like first couple of years? It's just grinding, right? Like just sleeping on floors, playing shows, opening up for people. Getting your name out there.
Just asking like chicks that were driving by if we could stay at their house. They didn't even go to the show. Sacramento. I was like, stop this car, girls. I was like, can we stay at your house? We're a band from San Diego, and they're like, what? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, okay. They're cousins. What? So we go stay at their house, and I'll never forget because we were trying to hook up with them, but they wouldn't let us. I can't tell you the rest of the story.
Were they older?
They were probably like same age, yeah.
Dude,
and
that's crazy.
There's a really funny self-tanning lotion story that we've told quite a bit, but all I'll say, I won't say.
You found some self-tanning lotion in the house?
Mark did, and his dick was dark for like a week.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so we called him Dark Dick for the rest of that tour, like he was a superhero. But it was a masturbation thing. It was some tanning lotion like thing. It was like fucking. It's just we were like 19, you know, because the girls wouldn't hook up with us, you know.
Yeah.
So the only thing that was left was that, you know.
Oh my God, at the crib?
Yeah, at their crib, yeah.
Jesus. So you guys are actually working jobs. You want to play shows. You're coming back and forth. You might be doing the chicken spot, whatever.
Dude, Mark worked in fucking a Warehouse Music. Remember the Warehouse Music?
Yeah, for sure.
And no, he told his bosses that he worked with special needs kids on weekends. Dude. And the guy's like, oh, okay, then you don't have to work weekends. He's all, thanks, man. I just really love working with these kids. And it was because we were playing shows on weekends, you know. Mark got away with a lot of shit.
You guys are always jokesters and pranksters.
Mark did a lot of narc shit. I always told Mark, I was like, you've never been punched in the face. You get punched in the face, some of the shit you're doing is going to stop. But he never got punched in the face, so he just got away with fucking murder. I mean, the shit he would do to people. His
whole
was
life,
insane.
huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
You got some fights as a kid?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, I got punched in the face pretty fucking hard. A huge guy, because I had this 1967 Chrysler New Yorker, this big fucking boat.
Yeah. Like
the biggest car you've ever seen. And it was like, the seats were all fucking, you could see the engine through the floorboard where the gas pedal was and shit. It was gnarly. We'd load like 6 dudes in there with all our skateboards on the back, behind the back seat. And like, we would just be racing through neighborhoods and this car cuts us off and 2 giant bodybuilders get out and just slam their fist into my face through the window.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was like bleeding and shit. And they're like, don't drive like a fucking asshole through here. I was like, yeah, I won't. Sorry, got it. Learned my lesson. Learn my fucking lesson. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You're a big kid though.
I was skinny though, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was tall, skinny.
You look in good shape right now.
Been fucking trying to.
You can tell, man. When I give you a hug, I feel you feel like tight. Yeah.
I am molding this body.
It's crazy when we get older how much we get in shape. It's
well, dude, I think at our age, we're just starting to realize like maybe I should eat like this way, or maybe I should like kind of take care of myself. But it only took all my life to get here.
But you look good though. Your face looks the same.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
like Benjamin Button style.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. But
do you eat pretty good?
I do. I eat better now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty conscious about it. You kind of have to be.
You exercising too?
I am. Yeah.
Gym?
The gym, I do. Yeah, I go. I have a trainer. It's like
perfect.
This cute girl that's like 25 and like perfect, and she's like dating a Navy SEAL. Sick. So I'm like, God damn. Like it's like, so I want to be embarrassed when I'm lifting weights. So I keep telling her, I'm all, this is physical therapy. Let's put ourselves in like mindset of that, not just lifting. Because if we call it just lifting, I'm a pussy. But if we call it physical therapy, I can lift lighter weights.
I mean, she's just helping fix you, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I try to do that.
Do you run at all or no?
No, I can't run. Like back.
Oh, you broke your back too? Your back's all fucked up.
My back's been fucked up, but it's good now.
Your sciatica nerve got split. You fucked it up on Boxcar tour maybe?
Yeah, I had Boxcar. I just got so addicted to painkillers, and I was like...
Yeah, I saw that in the Angels doc, yeah.
Yeah, for years, and just spun out and said a lot of weird, crazy shit after that when Angels was starting, because I was just trying to ego loss and do something new, you know, all that kind of shit. And
the doc was very interesting. I watched it last week. There's some really funny things in there too, and also just like like some of the stuff you said, and then you was like bumming on it, and like you just it just fucking was a moment in time, you know.
It was the first 2 Angels records were literally autobiographical of me changing into a new human being over like a 4-year period, you know, and just like, who do I want to be? Who am I? You know, how do I see myself? Who do I want to surround myself with? What do I want to do for others with my art?
You're going through it, man.
Yeah, and it was a real rebuild of Tom, not Tom from this band, because before I quit Blink, like I was just Blink-182, you know.
Yeah, that was your whole thing.
But when that was gone, you know, you're left with like, you know, who are you? You know, who do you want to be? And it was a real growth moment for me.
Yeah, I mean, and so also like just hearing those songs, dude. The band reminds me a lot of like, not to like fuck your head up, but like U2, Coldplay. It's got a lot of that shit. It made me emo watching, hearing those songs being recorded, because I'm a huge Coldplay and U2 fan. And I don't know if that was kind of your goal, but the melodies and the energy, and it was just, I don't know, it was just really...
Yeah, I'm a massive U2 fan. There's a lot of old Coldplay shit that I love.
Yeah.
And, you know, even with the U2 was a punk band, and, you know, they grew out of that and did some shit that's questionable we don't want to talk about in the 80s, you know, mullets and fucking bedazzled jeans. Well, let's just not talk about that era.
Octung Babies days. Yeah.
But dude, you no one can fuck with Rattle and Hum and Joshua Tree.
Incredible.
And Boy and all that. October. Like, dude. So I remember kind of going, well, I want to shoot high, you know, and I don't want to do what everyone else is doing, but I'm really limited in like what I know musically. I mean, in the punk rock scene, I could write all these different types of things that fit in our thing, you know, and with Boxcar Racers, that post-hardcore kind of shit that I was learning, you know, like, but when I did Angels, I wanted to do something different than I've ever done. And I remember thinking about U2 they were the biggest band on the planet.
Yeah.
They were a punk band, so I kind of related to them, but they were full of love and hope. And that was really speaking to me in that time. And then I remember saying, well, if I put a delay on my guitar, I'm playing the same riffs I've always played. But now it's just like machine guns, notes everywhere, and it's like different. I could fuck with it, and it gave me a lot of like latitude to experiment. And I said, well, everyone else is not using delay, and if it's just like Edge and me using delay, it feels a little bit more unique, you know. Like,
no, but that vibe totally, man.
But it was still a little bit more progressive, kind of more in the punk category than obviously what U2 does. But it really taught me how to create landscapes with music, and I'm constantly trying to throw that into Blink. You know, maybe I'll get some more on the next record. We'll see.
But I think it helped your songwriting, your singing, your musicianship, everything, man. It was like some really kind of grown up adult shit. Not that Blink wasn't, but you're trying to like have a totally different chapter of your life, and like,
yeah,
it was a crazy moment, dude.
Because I wasn't scared of trying anything, and the guy I was working with, Critter, he passed away.
Rest in peace. Yeah, he was a big part of that.
Yeah, he just believed in me.
Yeah, he was like a mentor.
I would walk in, he said, "Captain, my captain." He would always go, "Captain, my captain. What do you want to do today?" And I said, "I want to do everything." You know, and we would just sit in there and try anything, and that freedom was really empowering.
I respect that, because that was probably hard for you just to like figure out who you were as a person. You're not just Tom from Blink. You're fucking, you have all these other parts of you that love all types of music, and you can't really experiment at Blink at that time, because I feel like the self-titled record coming from Boxcar Racer, I feel like that Boxcar Racer had such a big influence to the self-titled Blink record.
It was, yeah.
With the songwriting and the ballads and all that, which is my favorite Blink record, the self-titled one, and I love the Boxcar. But yeah, I feel like that was a big inspiration for that.
It was, yeah, and like with Angels, I wanted it to be an art project. It wasn't so much a band. I was like, is there multimedia? So we were like one of the first bands doing like short films and animations and like all this weird shit. I was even putting out novels and stuff. I was, you know, it was the beginning of me storytelling, you know, because I always felt like, fuck, dude, when people hear music, they're in traffic on the freeway, and like the radio's coming in and out, people are honking. But a movie, you're in darkness. Like they get you to like shut down and watch their art piece. Almost, maybe there's a way I can force people to get a little bit deeper into the art by incorporating stronger visuals, you know. So that's what I was thinking. It
was great. And that kid like broke you into your email and got the record and leaked the songs, and then K-Rock picked up the song.
Yeah, we didn't know.
That became your first
fucking A, yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Super crazy, yeah. The adventure.
You were dropping books back then, fucking.
Dude, it's fucking wild. I know.
The Poet Anderson, the Dreamwalker, all that stuff.
Dude,
man.
So many books. Yeah, I put out like 10 novels fucking since then, yeah.
I know. The Secret Machines.
Yep.
2 books for that, yeah.
Yep.
Crazy. You were so creative. That must have felt so good to do something where it was your own kind of thing. You have to count on how it used to be, obviously, because it's 3 different personalities. This is your own thing you started yourself with new people. Shout out to Dave Kennedy, my brother, man, and like just experience that, you know?
Yeah, it was cool.
It must have felt nice, feel like therapeutic and shit.
It was, because Blink wasn't getting along, and egos were taking over. Probably the best idea wasn't getting done because everyone was fighting over the steering wheel, and everyone was suspicious of each other, and everyone had different agendas, and you just don't trust each other. How are you going to like really let each other be themselves? And I'm just as guilty as anyone else. And so with Angels, it was just, there's no baggage. It's kind of like, you've been fighting with your chick forever, and then all of a sudden you date a new girl that knows nothing about you. He's like, you're not arguing about anything, so let's just like, what do you want to build together? And so we
starting over,
and it really allowed me to become a much better songwriter.
Yeah, and Angels was a big band. It was still around.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Would it be another Angels record, you think?
I don't know. I don't have the time right now, and I don't have. It's so much work, as you know. Yeah. It's like you go make a record for a year, and then you got to go try and build up the touring stuff, and everyone's got jobs, and everyone's doing different things. But it's I'm so proud of that music. If I put it on, I get so emotional, because it is very emotional. Actually, it's just this time in my life where I really believed what I was doing. I really believed in like the music and what it was about, and the hope and the love. I thought it was so punk rock to be all about that. Yeah. When most people, it's so easy to be angry and write be in a punk band and write an angry song, or like, you hate the government, you hate your fucking school, you hate your parents.
But then you grow up and there's other things, you know what I mean? It's like we get older.
Yeah. And then
not so angry.
And then Angels, I was like, I really believed in this idea of frequency and like affecting the world around you, which is kind of what they're finding out now in quantum physics, is that your belief system, it's like your brain is what has what's called a wave function collapse. So you basically, consciousness comes as a wave, your brain collapses that wave into a particle. And so whatever you believe will turn into physical reality. It's fucking bananas.
Wow.
But the reality is that's why people can move objects with their mind. That's why some people see a beautiful life experience in a room and the other person hates the experience in the room.
Yeah.
Whatever you believe is what the universe will be unconditionally supportive of. And I was really grasping those concepts and pushing. That's why I named one of the Angels records Love.
Yeah.
Was because just by looking at that logo, it creates a frequency and forces a positivity.
It's a great point.
And so it's a very progressive thought, but this is literally the forefront of quantum physics and physics right now. And then especially when I got into all the UFO shit with the government, they know this. Yeah. They know this is how this works, because it all has to do with consciousness. It's not just like aliens come from planets, and so I think the quicker society learns this we all learn this about ourselves, we're all going to have a much better life experience as humans,
I love that, man. I mean, also a question for you, getting on stage with Angels and Airwaves and playing with, was that first playing with them, how'd that feel? Because it wasn't with Travis, it wasn't with Mark. It's like a whole new thing.
Scary, yeah, because
we had Boxcar too. We had Trav in it too.
But even with Boxcar, I never really looked at that as like,
even performing without a guitar. Like
yeah,
you're like just
that was hard.
You're dancing around doing your moves and
trying to figure that shit out.
Yeah,
it's like that's the shit you want to figure out when you're like 16. So when people actually watch you later, you figured it out. You do it when you're 30. You're like, fuck, people are watching.
You had to be nervous up there first couple shows.
Yeah, you just kind of go, I'm just gonna feel it. I'm gonna fuck around.
Got some good moves.
Then you look at it later. You're like, that part I'm not gonna do again. And you're like another tour later, fuck, I did it again. Fuck.
Because the guitar is kind of a security thing you're holding in front of you. It's kind of like, it's your armor.
It's your armor.
And then you're on stage without it. It's just like, you're free.
Yeah. So
damn.
I never really figured it all out, but it was definitely challenging, which I enjoyed. Yeah.
Damn. All right, back to Blink for a second. Obviously you got the demo, the Buddha, Cheshire Cat, and then you're touring, and then Dude Ranch happens, which is pretty much kind of the game changer, I think, for you guys, right? Like, you're not making a living from Blink at that point before Dude Ranch. You're just touring. You're going back and forth, working jobs.
Dude Ranch was the first major label record deal that we signed, and we had this crazy split decision. We had two offers. One was Universal Music Group, which is MCA Records.
Oh, yeah.
Where we signed. And the other one was Epitaph. And on Epitaph, dude, you have The Offspring, you got Rancid, you got Bad Religion. We knew Fat Records wasn't where we should go because it was just like a different model. Epitaph was breaking bands. They were like a big deal.
The Offspring was crushing on that.
Crushing. And so we go to Epitaph and meet with Brett. And like, I remember just going, God, everyone here is like my brothers and my sisters. And it's just like we talk the same language. Then you go to Universal and we were like, fuck, everyone here's so corporate. And so we didn't feel at home, but we felt that like we would be very unique at the major label, and we wouldn't be very unique at Epitaph. They would do what they always do.
Yeah.
But how are we going to be better than Rancid? It's just not going to happen, So when we went, I remember we turned in our album, and Universal Music Group, they threw like this lunch party where they catered it with pizza and weird shit, and they had all the people, salespeople and shit, radio people come. We play the record as everyone's eating lunch. Says, hey, this is the band we just signed, and our A&R guys trying to hype up all the people. They put on the first song, and by song 3, they all left. I mean, no one liked the music. No one liked the music. It just didn't make any sense. I mean, they're putting out pop records and Mariah Carey and whatever the fuck they're putting out.
That's right.
And by the time we get through the album, there's no one there but us and the A&R guy, And so they go out and they start working our song "Damn It." I guess this is growing up.
Yeah, man.
And
I know it.
It got added to K-Rock in LA, which was defining because that's when all the other stations added. So right when they start playing it, we're going, okay, now all these other stations are going to start picking it up. Well, right when that was supposed to happen, K-Rock dropped it because it really wasn't working. Wow, so as soon as they dropped it, it was literally like an oh fuck moment. It's done. Like now that they dropped it, no one's going to pick it up. Well, what happened was one station, I think DC or some shit, picked it up, started playing it.
WHFS, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And it started working. And then I don't know how it happened, but K-Rock said, we'll try it one more time.
Damn.
And then they did, and then that song fucking blew up.
There's already a video out being played too, or no?
We made like stupid little, fun video, but the song just connected, and that gave us the chance to go make Enema the State.
Damn, dude.
Which was the next album.
So is it like an overnight thing where your shows are just automatically huge after that and you're touring?
No, we were doing like Warped Tour shit, and we weren't
97.
Headlining by any means. Rocket from the Crypt was still way better than us.
That's right.
They come with glitter shirts and saxophones, but they're so sick, right?
I know. It's underrated band.
Yeah, and we made Enema the State, and we turned that in, and then the label calls us in for a meeting, and it's me and our manager and then the president of the label. It's just us three. And we're sitting in there, and I remember he's like the guy. He signed the Police. This guy, dude. And so he looks at me. He's all, okay, 3 things are going to happen, and our record hasn't come out yet. He's all, 3 things are going to happen. He's all, number 1, you're going to be more famous than you ever thought you would be. You're going to make more money than you ever thought you would be, and you're going to be in arenas by fall. I literally spit water out of my mouth. I laughed out loud. I am literally, the water hit his desk because I laughed because I had a sideways hat on, nose ring and shit. I was like, this is the dumbest shit. I thought it was so absurd that I laughed out loud and spit the water out. And all those things happened, and we were
so fast, right?
So fast. Went and did the Warped Tour that summer, and fall we were doing arenas.
You already had booked the Warped Tour in advance, probably, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The thing about the Warped Tour, like you could be massive Blink-182, but already have a contract where you're playing whatever time in the Warped Tour.
Dude, you know how that? Go back to Fletcher.
Oh,
the year before, we were trying to make things happen, and Fletcher, this big, huge 2-liter thing of Pepsi and Bacardi or whatever the fuck he'd rum. He makes those giant things. He slams it on the table to Kevin Lyman, and he goes, "You're booking Blink next year." And Kevin was trying not to, and he goes, "You're gonna pay them."
I remember
like double or something more, and if you don't, I'm covering it, but you're putting them on. And that's why I put us on. And he put us on that Warped Tour, and Fletcher got us on. And so we go out there, and who else was on that tour? It was Eminem.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
we were Warped Tour 99.
So
yeah.
Eminem and us were like just starting and blowing up together. So there was this kind of cool thing we're talking. He was cool, and then the rest is history. Yeah,
dude. The rest is history, dude. Marco Siega. Shout out to Marco Siega, who did the Civ video that Wait 1 Minute More, from a hardcore band called Bad Trip in Queens. He directed that video.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Now he does Dexter.
Oh shit! Really?
He did the last season of Dexter.
Oh, sick.
Yo, he's a huge. He did the new TV show Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn.
Oh, dope! I didn't know that.
He came up, bro.
He came to us. He's all, you know what? I told my nephews or cousins or kids that I'm doing a Blink video, and they were so excited. He's all, well, what should I do? And he's like, well, they got his nephews or something said they got to be naked. That's how it came up. He's all, because he's like, they got to be naked. It's a Blink video, Dude. So What's My Age Again? Our first thing, we're running naked, which we thought was a good idea until we're downtown LA with our dicks out and people are just driving by yelling like the F word at us, honking their horns. We're like, this is fucking not a good idea. We were like,
really downtown?
Yeah, like, well, how long do we have to run naked for? They're like, it's like 3-day shoot. I was like, fuck.
At least there was no phones back then. People could film you guys naked.
Yeah. Some of the times we were wearing like the little Speedos, but other times we were just dicks out running. Yeah.
So yeah, that record fucking changes everything, dude.
Everything. Yeah.
All the small things.
What's my age again? All the small things.
Adam song, bro.
Adam song, yeah.
So emo.
So
still,
I know. Yeah.
Still puts me in the feels when I hear it. Obviously, the world knows that you rocked the H2O shirt in there. That was a game changer for us. Thank you, man.
We needed some credibility. We were like fucking. People are gonna fucking hate us. Like all the punk kids are pissed. We gotta wear some of these T-shirts that we got.
No, that was a game changer. As it put us on the map. So many people to this day said that they checked out the band because of that video and they found my band. So thank you.
Sick. Okay, cool.
We give you flowers and appreciate that. That was a big time. That record did like what, 15 million records or something?
Not that many, no. I think it sold
worldwide,
like 7 million or something.
I mean, it's still pretty good.
It's a lot. It's a lot of millions. Yeah.
But I want to say that, you were talking about aliens back then on the record.
Was
aliens
I not?
Exist. Yeah, on the record, dude.
Yeah, I was crazy.
You can't say that you're new to it or none of that shit.
No,
You talked about it.
I had a fucking mission.
But back then, though, it's fucking crazy. And that's Travis's first record, I think, Enema of the State, right?
Yeah, that was.
Holy fuck, man. That's such a crazy...
It's crazy.
How does your life change? Like, where are you living at that point? Are you... Because the Damn It record was big, but you weren't, like, paid.
No. We got our first...
Like, where were you
basically, we got like a $250,000 advance to make a record, which we knew we were going to spend about $150 to $200,000 on recording,
Crazy.
And so essentially I got like 10 grand that I could take. And so what all...
For Enema?
No, this is for Dude Ranch.
Okay, Dude Ranch, yeah.
So I took that 10 grand and I went straight to Best Buy and bought a computer so I could download UFO shit. So I downloaded like 10 giant 5-inch binders of UFO shit, categorized it all, and I had it all because I was trying to figure out what it all was. Even when I was at that point, I was 20.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I was like deep.
It's crazy. We like a big like not to get crazy on it, but like you were big. Obviously, like what got you into that? Like, was it aliens movies like that or Close Encounters of the First Kind?
I don't know. I remember.
E.T. Fuck.
I remember seeing a book on the Loch Ness Monster and it blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck is like, what's this? And then when Blink started touring in a van and there were no smartphones, you got to get a book for those long drives.
True.
And I was like, I don't want to read books. That's fucking dumb. And I was like, well, maybe I could learn something. I'm like, well, what do I want to learn? I was like, well, I don't want to read about fucking like sports and shit. And I was like, oh shit, like paranormal stuff. And I saw a book on UFOs.
Wow.
And boy, it blew my fucking mind. Above Top Secret, Timothy Good, just chronological order of military events and crazy like FOIA, which is like Freedom of Information Act documents, or like real documents, real astronauts, real pilots, real generals. And I'm going, this is not a joke. This is really happening.
Yeah.
But at that point, everyone thought I was nuts.
Fuck. Who would have thought, man?
Who would have thought?
All the shit I'm watching now. I sent you like a doc a couple months ago that came on. It was crazy. It's all the stuff coming out now, and
it's happening.
It's pretty wild.
It's
man.
wild. I literally can say I changed the world. I can say that, and I mean that. Not everyone's going to give me credit for it. I don't need it. I don't go around telling everybody, but I'll tell you.
Like in the world,
what I was able to achieve with my guys from the government a few years ago, you're seeing it happen in real time right now, and it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, I think I became a believer the past couple of years, to be honest, with all the different things I'm seeing, the photos and the videos. It's like you can't deny what you're seeing.
Not only that, you got the guys doing it, testifying in Congress, like under oath that like, yeah, we got the programs, we got the craft, we got the bodies, we've been doing this since World War II. It's very fucking real, dude.
Yeah, how many alien tattoos you have?
I just have one, but I got some weird pyramids and shit. Sick. I got a bunch of weird.
I respected this whole time whatever people said or talked about with you with all that stuff. You held to it and never fucking backpedaled on it and fucking went harder with it with your beliefs. And I respect that so much, man.
It was hard because everyone's like, dude, I got made fun of quite a lot. Like tinfoil hat. He's lost his mind. He quit Blink to chase aliens. He's out of his fucking mind.
That's all internet bullshit.
But and I knew it was. I didn't care because at that point I was deep in with guys in the CIA and the Department of Defense and these generals at Space Command and like real shit and shit like scary shit. There's a whole story to that that's pretty gnarly, and like I was in way over my head and I was really nervous and I was in a lot of trouble for a moment.
I remember this, yeah.
So like it didn't matter what the Twitter was saying.
No, dude. It was crazy. Like your phone shit, all that stuff.
All that, dude. I had multiple days of very hard questioning by people in suits and shit. Like there's a lot to this story.
Men in Black type shit?
Just intelligence, community shit.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Cool. I just want to say you were singing about, though, 1999 on that record, though, for the listeners who think there's some new shit for Tom. He's been talking about this shit.
There's a video of me. I'm just stoned out of my mind, and I'm like, I'm going to fucking tell the world about aliens, and the aliens are going to say, thanks, Tom. No one knew we existed. I was like, no problem, aliens. That's so funny. It's like this funny clip.
I do want to tell a story. We'll come in the boxcar racer, but on the boxcar racer tour, somehow I went in the bus, and you were smoking weed with my brother, whoever, and I feel like I got a contact buzz, my second contact buzz my entire life.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. The second one was Up in Smoke with Snoop, Dre, and Eminem.
Well, that's better. Yeah.
But with you, I walked out of your bus one time. I was just fucking like, what's going on? Because I never tried anything my whole life, obviously. But
yeah.
We go on your bus. We listened to Fugazi and fucking Gorilla Biscuits and talk about music and shit.
Yeah.
It was an incredible tour.
Yeah, it was fun.
My wife is pregnant on that tour with my son, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a crazy tour with the used, all that shit.
That was a great bill.
Dude.
Yeah.
Great tour. Okay, back to Enema State real quick. So changing your life as far as is it overnight? Like you're in San Diego and all of a sudden people recognizing you? Or is it like you're on TV? Like what's like the biggest change that happened with that record, you think?
Yeah,
besides financially.
Yeah, when Enema took off, that's the deep fucking TRL MTV.
Oh, that's right.
So I couldn't go anywhere. I mean, we couldn't go to grocery stores, restaurants, movies. I had stalkers. We had people trying to break into our houses and shit. We had...
That sounds terrible.
It was terrible. It was terrible. I couldn't imagine being like a Justin Bieber or some shit.
Dude.
It was some level of that, but not even as gnarly as that. You know,
pretty big though.
And that was hard. Like it was hard. I didn't like it at all. It was really stressful. You know?
Yeah, leaving your house and stuff, giving you anxiety.
You just become a hermit. You don't want to go anywhere because you're just like a conversation starter everywhere you go, and you're just like, dude, I'm just here to get a taco.
Well, you've been trusting people. Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
No, I was with one. Yeah.
Okay, because meeting people after. Why are you meeting me for what reason? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Damn. And then obviously financially, you buy your probably first house, then all that cool stuff.
Yeah, do all that
beautiful,
stuff,
man.
and just start going. And
are your parents in the mix watching your career at that point?
Yeah.
Are they come to see you play? Obviously.
Well, yeah, my dad never. I remember going to my dad early on when we first started touring, and he's like, he was bummed I wasn't going to college and all this shit. And I was like, Dad, I'm going on tour. Look, here's a contract for Phoenix. And on the contract, if you look at the guarantee, it said possible bonus. That's all it said. Well, it turns out it wasn't possible. We didn't get a bonus. Nothing was possible.
You get paid.
You know, and so he's like, I remember he's like, they're stealing from you. What are you doing this for? They're stealing from you. Well, then like flash forward like a year or two later, I meet him in the same parking lot for lunch or something, and I pulled out a gold record for him. It was our first gold record.
Oh my God. It's fucking
and I remember
beautiful,
he was just like tripping. You know, I know I'm tripping too.
I mean, he's obviously hearing you on the radio, seeing you on television, my son, all that shit.
I just don't think he understood it. And we had a kind of a dysfunctional relationship, you know, 'cause at that point, you know, my parents split up, and
I'm sure he's so proud though.
Yeah.
Is he still
at that time he was still around. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he didn't know what to do with it, you know, but proud. Yeah.
Damn, fucking crazy. Obviously, that tour you start touring arenas at that point, right? Enema State, you going everywhere?
First arena was on Enema State, and I remember on the last show, I walked on the stage at Soundtrack and looked at all the empty seats before people came in, and I just did a little prayer. I wasn't religious, but still kind of in you, and I just thank God for letting us have that one opportunity to play arenas. Thank you for letting me have this one opportunity to do this. I'm so thankful. I remember doing that prayer because I thought that I literally thought to the depths of my DNA that was the one chance, was this one tour, and it's gone and it's done. So I'm so thankful that you let me experience that.
That's amazing, dude.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, a couple months ago, I saw you guys headline your biggest show, 72,000 people here in Los Angeles. That shit was fucking bonkers,
I don't know
dude.
what that is all about. Yeah,
that's fucking.
I don't even remember doing it.
That's some Metallica shit, bro.
I don't even remember doing it. It's just like it's overwhelmingly like it's too much stimulation. So then you just don't really go, did we do that? What happened last night?
Yeah.
You go back to the hotel, it's like silent.
Yeah. I'm
like, fuck, how do I sleep?
So when you guys blow up like that and you start playing the bigger crowds, that's got to be like nerve-wracking as fuck.
Yeah.
Are you sober too? Are you sober back then? Or?
No, I always drink before I play, but I don't drink at home. I won't touch
alcohol. Drink before you play?
Yeah, I will not touch alcohol. If I'm at home for 3 years, I won't touch alcohol once.
That's incredible.
But when I drink before I play, it puts me directly back into my 16-year-old psyche, and I want to break shit, and I want to piss people off.
Say crazy shit.
Yeah, and play fast. Like if I'm sober, I'm like, just slow it down, guys. Take your time.
So what's your go-to?
I just drink vodka sodas.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Couple of them?
Yeah, probably drink like 5 or 6 of those things.
Damn. So you're buzzing.
And sometimes like too much. I'm like, oh shit. But you'll know when I drank too much because I'll say some shit that you should not say. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you have to censor yourself in this society these days, or think about that shit, or you don't even care? Because I think when people come to a Blink concert, they know exactly what kind of they're gonna get.
You know, we think we do, but you know, Mark's the best about that because he's much more. he's not more conservative than he was when he was younger. He just is in public, you know, like, so, but you get on stage, like he's definitely like the dad of the band. Like, hey, don't say that. Let's keep the whatever. But Mark, dude, he went way gnarlier than I ever went. Like on this last tour,
I've seen some crazy ones this
dude,
year.
he just went like, we started with like fucking your dad, but like by the end of the tour, it was all cum jokes and shit. I was like, whoa. I was like, he did not just say that. Like he just went deep, you know? And I was
because
like,
there is young kids there with their families, dude.
it's like, I'm just like, hey, you know, if you don't know what this is, you shouldn't be here.
I think their parents should let their kids know what's going to happen at a Blink show. For the listeners who had never been to a Blink show, they should know in advance it's not going to be PG or G. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, but the thing is, though, it's charming in its own way, you know. But this isn't. This goes back to the coffee shop where there's old people drinking coffee and just a few of our skateboarder friends in there, and we would say this shit just to see the reactions.
Yeah, you're still doing that,
and that made each other laugh. And we're still doing that. So
but
this is
in front of hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, we don't do this because like it's like a gimmick. It's literally who we are. If we're like traveling to the next show, we're at a hotel, or we all go to dinner, or we're in a van, we talk like that the entire time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's kind of who we are.
Just big kids, bro.
I know, right? Fountain of youth.
It's crazy that we're like adults with mortgages and kids and all this real life shit, but we get to do what we love, and that keeps us this young spirit.
It does. It does.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing.
It does.
Dude.
They say one of the things I believe that I've learned about humanity is that if you want to stay young and you want to have a good life path, that you're to choose the most exciting possible thing in any given second of the day. Whatever's presented to you, what excites you the most, and do that. And it could just be like you're at your house watching TV and your friends come over, hey dude, come with us, we're going to the bar or something, and you're like, nah, I'm tired, I'm just gonna watch the show. But if you really think about it, that's more exciting than sitting here. Take that. And then you go to the bar and you meet the girl, the love of your life.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like follow the most exciting thing no matter what it is every second of the day. And that'll keep you young.
I agree, man.
You know?
Do what you love too.
Yeah.
So you've been like that your whole life.
Try, yeah.
Especially in this band too. It's just like,
well, that's why I also quit the band and started Angels and stuff.
But also, trying to be taken seriously with Angels and not like a goofball saying crazy things on stage. You're not having no stage banter with Angels and Airwaves.
Yeah.
It's like this is the adult Tom, the grown up Tom, the dad Tom.
Yeah, it's like a different side of me because I am both those people. You know,
you are.
You know?
Damn. Back in the day, Congress labeled Blink-182, Eminem, and 2 Live Crew like the most explicit bands of all time.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That is true. They wanted us to, we almost had to go to Congress and testify.
Are you serious?
And the label was like, do not let these guys testify. Me and Mark were like, that sounds fun. Let's go do it. You know, but thank God we did it. Now they know a little bit more about government, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Al Gore.
He was like smashing
he was
CDs and shit.
his wife. Like he was vice president for Clinton, I guess, at the time, maybe. But his wife was leading the censorship charge on music.
That's right. No more censorship.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's no like full-length Blink documentary.
We've been trying to get one out. We've shot one, never put it out.
I think it'd be sick,
but
man.
We're talking about it now. I mean, you got plane crashes, you got cancer, you got
Dude.
breakups, you got ups and downs, you got like reunions and fucking. You got a lot of dick jokes. It's like,
I feel like Blink is bigger than they ever been right now. Is that factual?
Yeah, absolutely. By far.
Like almost 30 years later. That's fucking crazy, bro.
By far. It had our first #1 record. You know, it's like, yeah.
Because you would think Enema State there was a #1 record.
Yeah, it wasn't. Those ones were like, they came, they're kind of top 8 or top 5 or some shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
It's so crazy.
And this the people that have grown with your band, have families now, and they're bringing their children to see you now, and even older heads in their 50s come to see you. You know what I mean?
You know what I think we did? All I did, I don't think it's because we're like fucking crazy good or better than we were or whatever. I think we just picked up a space that was left vacant when the Beastie Boys disappeared. Because they just provided that same thing, right? These kids that were skateboarders, that grew up in punk rock bands, that had this brotherhood, that were fun and funny.
Didn't take themselves too seriously.
And didn't take themselves, but did good art. And sometimes did really good art, you know? So you knew they were capable of really rad shit, depending what day it was, you know?
Yeah.
And in their case, capable of rad shit all the time, mostly, you know? But
so sad.
So we were always just like, fuck, we just want to like kind of live in that zone in their shadow a little bit if we can.
I feel like Blink is the tightest you guys ever sounded.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you.
I really do. Like when I saw you guys perform, what was it, Coachella that last year or something?
Yeah, that was the debut.
Just watching, it was fuck, man.
Which was
so
crazy
good.
too, because Travis broke his fucking finger, so we had to cancel a whole tour.
Yep.
And then like we didn't know if he can play again, and then it came up. They're all, if you can play a show, because we're gonna do these warm up shows in LA, and these clubs and all these different things. Everything fell through because of his finger. And then all of a sudden they're like, you can do like a surprise thing at Coachella. Will his fingers stay like together because he's had the surgery,
bro?
And he did, and that performance went viral. And you know it was good when I go back to my dressing room and I have a text on my phone from Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails.
Bruh.
And Trent goes, holy shit. He's all, that was fucking superhuman. He was like blown away. And I was like, Trent, like, we're like, Trent can't like Blink-182. You know,
That's
he's
so random.
He's so like, he's just like a musician's musician, you know, and he's got an Academy Award for shit. You know, he's fucking,
That's
I just have so
incredible.
much respect for him. I was so stoked. And I remember I was just like all hyped up. I was like, you liked it? He was like, oh my God. You know, so I was really stoked. I was like, such a rad compliment coming from him, you know?
And like I said earlier too, you could definitely tell by your vocals and your playing, all that. I feel like if you hadn't done Angels and Airwaves or Box Caressa, it may not be, I don't know, just you never stop playing and pushing and creating and pushing yourself as a singer and a guitar player.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying? Like you never stopped.
Yeah, I tried to get better along the way. I'm constantly trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong, you know, and
because there's no backup singers. It's just you and Mark and him.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people have so many backup things now.
Yeah.
Big bands, pianists, all kinds of people in the background, double guitars.
I hate it when bands do that.
My brother was like the third guitar player in Offspring for fucking 10 years, and he finally bumped him up to the bass player of Offspring. But he was in the back on his own little personal stage.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Well,
I was like,
the Killers did that too, where they started adding people, and I was like,
no disrespect, but it's how they do it.
It's not my thing, but I just saw them recently, and it was back to like just having the four dudes or whatever it was on the mission. I was like, that's rad. Like a band it's a band. It's like,
yeah,
you know, it's like you're coming to see that team, you know. So I never really liked the expansion to like backup singers and players and shit. You put it on a track if you need to, you know.
You ever forget the words?
Oh yeah.
Do you have one of those things or no?
I do, just for reference. Like
wow.
I'll forget it.
Teleprompter.
I'll forget the words if I don't have it. But if I have it, I won't even look at it.
Yeah.
It's like a mental thing for me.
We should know those words by now. But it's just crazy sometimes.
But I have ADHD. I can't remember shit.
Okay.
Like I have my brain. Mark remembers everything. Like Mark is like super brainiac, like on the spectrum. He's just fucking so smart. Like I'm on a different end of the spectrum where I can't remember anything, and my brain is moving so fast. Like I'm thinking about 50 things at once.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, how does this next line start? You know. So I just need something there as safety, and then I can reference it if I need to. You know, because I mean we're playing 27 songs. And I've made fucking 30 albums, and I'm like, you know, I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking know what my bandmates' names are, you know, like this is
he's getting your head about it.
Yeah.
It's hard for your brain to shut off at night.
Oh yeah. So I listen to podcasts on shit that I want to learn, and then makes me focus. If it's as long as I'm super interested, it'll make me focus on that one thing, which shuts my brain down, then I can fall asleep.
How many hours do you think sleep a night, you think?
6.
Okay.
Usually no more than that.
I just got this Oura ring. You have an Oura ring?
No, I don't want to fucking know.
Bro, it's crazy.
I know.
Dude.
I don't want to know when everything's wrong. It's like, you fucked up last night. You didn't sleep. Your REM sleep was gnarly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're not getting hard. You're supposed to get hard.
Roland got me on that shit. He's like, we send our stats to each other, like your sleep, your stress, your steps. It's bananas, bro.
But are you making changes because of it?
I'm trying with the sleep and
because
less caffeine.
It's like, because to me, it would just be telling me all day long, you're still doing it wrong. Like, I wouldn't make the changes. I would just know all the stressful shit.
You do caffeine?
I have 1 coffee, 2 coffees. I'm like a double coffee in the morning.
That's it.
Yeah.
You seem like a person that's like always thinking, always creating, hard just to shut it off, dude. It's like really fucking hard, man.
But the hard thing with what my fucking gift is like you got so many things you want to create that you tend to sit down and not do anything sometimes.
Procrastinating?
You just don't know what to start because you want to do so many things. So that's what ADHD is like. It's hard to finish projects sometimes.
You take medication for that?
No. I took...
You're supposed to though, right?
I did Adderall like 1 year, and it was a horrible feeling. It did make you complete a lot more shit, but that's not really for me like a measure of emotional success, I guess. You know?
And also it's not really you, like you get kind of...
Yeah, you get speedy, you know?
You get a lot of energy, like you're kind of like hyped.
When I'm doing something I care about, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, listen real quick. So after Enema State, things change. How much pressure is there on you to take off your pants and jacket? Is the label give you pressure? Do you put pressure on yourself to make another hit?
Yeah,
you care about hits.
You know, it's super funny. So the label's super pressury about like, what's the follow up to this giant record you just put out?
It's huge, bro.
So there's all this pressure. So we go in and we're recording, we're writing rad songs, we're stoked on it, and they come in. They're all, can we hear what you guys have been doing? And like, because they all want to know it's good and it's commercial. There's a lot of money riding on this. So So we wrote 3 songs for them to hear that weren't going on the record.
Okay.
One was when you fucked Hitler, did he tell you that he loved you?
What?
One was the Macarena, but instead of saying, hey, Macarena, I said, hey, wipe your anus.
Sick.
And the third one was, God, what was the third one? The third one was super fucked up too or whatever. And so when they came in, we played them these 3 songs and we played it serious. Like these are like folk songs about, you know, fucking Hitler and shit. Like it's so gnarly. And but the president of the label and the head A&R guy were just fucking frozen cold. Like they were panicking, and that was really funny. And then we finally said, no, we got real songs. But what's really funny is right around that year, I got married. And so to my, this is kind of funny. Like I had like a party, like kind of like a, what do you call it? Like a engagement kind of party type
bachelor
thing.
party thing, or
not a bachelor party.
Okay.
It's like, you know, people come and you have dinner or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And, two of the guys from Pearl Jam happened to be in town. So they came to this dinner. It's like, I wasn't really friends with these guys.
So random.
Mad respect or whatever. I just wasn't really
Love
friends.
Pearl
but,
Jam, yeah.
but they just ended up coming. And it was probably because of Smitty, because Smitty was our tour manager. So maybe Smitty said they're in town.
Yeah.
So they come, and I'm laughing really hard telling them the story about when he fucked Hitler. And so they're looking at me, you know, but I didn't really realize that they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? So the next day, I get this voicemail, and I answer the voicemail, and it's like, it was one of the guys in Pearl Jam, and he goes, hey Tom, you know, it's so-and-so, and I was just thinking, and like, you know, you're telling me last night, and like, it just really weighed on me, and I just don't think you should have a song about fucking Hitler on your record. You know, super funny. So we ended up changing it to When You Fuck Grandpa.
Oh my!
And so that made as a bonus track or something, and we've played it for a few years. You know, when you fuck Grandpa, did he tell you that he loved you? And does he leave his teeth next to the bed, or does he put his head beside your head? You know, it's like this funny song.
Dude.
But yeah. But anyways, that was that record. Yeah.
You remember Angry Samoans? They saved Hitler's cock and put it under a rock.
Oh God, I don't know about that one. Yeah, but I know the band. Yeah.
Dude. So that's the pressure. So that record, you had some pressure on you.
Yeah. By the way, best album title ever is The Vandals. Hitler bad, Vandals good.
That's a good one.
It's a good title. They always had good titles.
So is NoFX. They have some cool ones.
They got
too.
some good ones too. Yeah.
What's the No Petting Zoo?
No, Heavy Petting Zoo.
So Take Off Your Pants and Jackets. Obviously, Anthem Part 2. Stay Together for the Kids. First Date. The Rock Show. It's pretty big record.
Yeah.
And we had some pressure on that. You're saying, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we didn't have the two singles. Like our manager says, I think you're missing. Like you're just straight up the middle singles. So that night, it was the end of the record. We'd done recording, and we said, "Fuck." Fine, we'll write 2 more songs. We wrote First Date and The Rock Show that night. Mark wrote The Rock Show. I wrote First Date. We come in the next day and record them. Isn't that funny?
And that was I think it's a pretty big record.
Yeah, it was super big. Yeah, it was a big follow up for us.
A lot of touring on that too.
Yep.
You had Atticus Clothing at the time, fucking Macbeth, all that shit, dude.
Yep.
Crazy. Was one of those brands like vegan?
Macbeth was vegan shoes. Yeah,
that's right, dude.
Yeah.
You had those for a long time. You guys sold them or something,
And we
right?
sold off. Yeah.
The dead bird.
Yep.
It's so crazy. My son saw that logo as a young kid. He always said his first tattoo, he wanted to get a dead bird on his face because of the Atticus logo. He was a young man. It was so weird.
Yeah, it came
random ass shit.
It was from To Kill a Mockingbird or something like that. Mark being the smart one, came up with that.
Okay, Boxcar Race. Obviously, There Is incredible. I Feel So. Even that song with Tim Armstrong.
Yep.
Cat Like Thief. That's great too, man.
That song was rad. Yeah.
It's such a great record, man. It was such a fun fucking tour. I don't know. I just feel like that record was. There'll never be a Boxcar record, another one after that.
No, but there is a Boxcar song on the new Blink record.
There is. It's on my notes.
It's called Terrified.
Yep.
Yeah. That was floating around. That was unfinished. Travis and I recorded.
It's a great song.
Years after the Boxcar thing to say, let's put out a Boxcar song. And we kept it. And then when the band got back together, we're like, let's make it a Blink song. You know?
Did Mark work on any of those Boxcar songs at the time or no?
No, but he sang on a Boxcar song called Elevator. It was the last song on the record. Yeah. We actually talked about playing that live.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I think you guys played There Is live, didn't you?
Yeah, we do There Is, part of There Is, and we do a plus 44 thing, when the Mark and Travis other band, and then what else are we doing? Yeah, this will come out. We're playing a song, and Skiba's singing a song with us tonight.
I know, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Also, you become a dad like in 2002. A daughter Ava was born. Does that change for you as far as like touring and all that?
Yeah.
Obviously, it does because that's when you kind of
that's what led to the breakup.
Family first.
Like we were touring too much, and I was having trouble at home being a dad, being a husband.
It's hard to balance that shit, dude.
And I couldn't, and so that's what eventually led to the breakup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy once you become a parent. Nobody else in the band to have kids, and it's hard to relate to that stuff and like responsibilities and fucking balance it at all.
It's so
man.
hard. It's so hard. Yeah.
But it's like it's when you until they become parents, then they realize like the reality of that connection. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then that's it. So you are the Blink self-titled that comes after, but after that you're doing your own stuff, man. That time away from everything.
Yep.
And I feel like that the self-titled record that's my favorite record. Like I feel like that was a big record for you guys too. I mean, all those songs, I Miss You, Feeling This, Violence Down, Always, all of this with Robert Smith, which is fucking
bananas, dude, right?
I don't know how the fuck, you know what's crazy? My wife used to do the fan club for Blink and New Found Glory here at the house, and Robert Smith's kids used to order merch from both you guys or something.
Oh, funny.
And so my wife would like put like "I love you, Robert" on the packages on the side.
That's how he did the song. Is it was
His
like
kids are
his
fans.
kids or his like nephew or niece or something like that told him to do it, and he's all
Dude.
right. And so we wrote the music and we sent it away to him, and it came back. And I remember sitting in the studio and we Robert Smith from The Cure sang on the song on our song. We're about to hear it for the first time. We hit play. And when his voice came out of the speakers, we just were like, I mean, you're shitting your pants, like this to me is he's a top 3 songwriter for me, you know, like you just can't fuck with him. Like he's done so much good shit. And, but his voice is just fucking so good. It's just so.
Did he ever sing that with you guys or?
He did. We played at, we played a TV show in honor of The Cure in England for like their MTV thing, and he played a song with us, that one, and then he came to Wembley Arena, and we did that song and Boys Don't Cry, but we didn't have a click track, so Travis played Boys Don't Cry like it was like a face-to-face song or something. It was all fast, and Robert was like wasted. He was like drank so much, maybe he was on some other shit, I don't know.
Oh, back then,
and he couldn't even keep up with how fast, so we just butchered it. But we were just like, we were just dumbfounded these on stage with us in London.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And so also Travis's plane crash, that happens after you're out of the band, correct?
That's why I went back the first time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fuck, I remember that day. It was crazy, man.
I know.
And was anybody really talking during those breaks?
No.
We
didn't talk for 7 years.
Not one time.
Not even like, I don't even think we talked for one time.
Way,
something
man.
like that. Yeah. And then,
was that hard?
Yeah. You think about it every day. It's like a
your
weight.
brothers you were so tight such a long
You're
time.
angry, but it's all ego, but you don't know it yet.
It's ego, yeah.
And you think about it every day, and it's toxic, and you're not mature enough to say, I don't know, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then also we're gonna give shout out to Skiba who did on those records and all that stuff. And obviously for you knowing Alkaline Trio and then opening up for you guys and being friends with them, is that interesting or is that a weird feeling when somebody that you might know is singing on the band? Is that?
I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hurt the guys. I wanted the guys to continue. I love Matt. I'm a huge Alkaline fan, like everyone.
Totally.
And, so it didn't bother me. Like the toxicity bothered me of the breakup and not talking and what to do with that energy, but I didn't want to stop them from playing or something. What would that do? I just wanted to like figure out who I was, and what I needed to be happy.
Yeah. That was crazy when that happened. I was like, wow, it's a good, I think it worked for sure. And those records and all that stuff. But you also launched To the Stars around that time. You're doing your own stuff there.
Yep.
The Academy of the Arts, the Sciences, fucking movies, books, TV shows.
Yep.
Everything, man. Like we fucking dived into it. We got UFO Research of the Year, 2017. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, well,
you really dived into all that stuff.
I did because I felt like I literally, that was the one time in my life where I felt like I was doing something for humanity. Some people go out and they join like an activist group, or they go out and they clean up water, or they go and feed, people that are in poverty. Like this was my version of what I thought I could do, because I really felt like to get this conversation started, which we did, was going to have a profound effect on the world and where we end up as a species. And it's not only about clean energy, but it's also about, the divide within different religious belief systems. And it's also about, just like transparency in government and just uniting the world to figure out that, hey, you might have dark skin and you have light skin, but we're all being duped and played here potentially on purpose to be apart from each other. And once you know the facts, it's going to fill in the models that we've all been wondering, like what's the theory of everything, of like why are we here and who are we and how do we go forward? That only comes with this subject.
It's beautiful, man. You don't even think about that when we think about like aliens, just all that stuff.
Yeah, no, it because what you learn is why they're here and how they're here and what they're doing has to do with us as human beings and our consciousness. Yeah. They're not here to get gold. They're not here to take water. They're not here to
take our souls, take our blood.
Well, that's a different conversation, but that gets us some dark shit.
But that new one that I text you about was crazy. How they're saying like they come from the sky and they go right into the ocean. They just go boop down to the ocean. There's all the algae and all that stuff.
There's bases in the ocean and shit.
Dude, that's fucking
crazy. A lot of them are coming through time. That's what's crazy.
I never even thought about that until I saw the documentary. It was really interesting, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some have been here. Some are coming through time. Some are something else.
I just saw somebody filming something like at the Philadelphia airport, like at 5 a.m. There was something like by the runway and stuff, and just
dude, it's everywhere. They're everywhere. I know. I've had meetings with other intelligence groups from different countries, with the Vatican, with the UN, and like, dude, like I got in deep, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got in with the key holders, and like I was, for a period of time, I was able to ask any question I wanted to. And
but then when you ask too much, maybe
you have to be careful what you ask, you know, and you have to understand where your limits are. You know, there's some shit with what I was doing that went all the way up to the White House that I didn't know about.
Did I remember this shit? Yeah, hearing about it.
I didn't know about it till literally just like a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it would be.
So you're on the radar for sure,
big time, and I didn't know it, and now I know why I got so much.
But
help.
as a threat, or as somebody's looking into this up and trying to,
at first,
I think it's
at first groups knew that some of them thought this was their best chance at getting the stuff out, was me creating waves. The second group didn't know about that and thought I was Ed Snowden being leaked classified information. The third iteration came when everyone realized that's not what I was doing. Let's all figure this out together.
Yeah.
You know? And then now you have what's going on.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So it was scary for a while. Did you get paranoid about stuff too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like being watched or stuff like that? Or
oh, yeah.
Drones by your house?
Yeah, I had a couple events happen. I had a couple paranormal events happen. I was warned by people at a 3-letter agency that was just like, it's going to start happening to you. It tends to happen once you get involved with it at this level, and it did. You know, it's crazy.
One thing about the thing I understand is like, if it is true and there is alien life form, which I do believe in now, it's like, I don't know why. Are they trying to cover things up so it doesn't scare the humans? It doesn't scare people? Like,
I think
if it's not a threat, why can't we know about it? It's just weird.
I think it is a threat, and I think it's like we're trying not to initiate a conflict with something we poorly understand.
Yeah.
Nor initiate a conflict with adversaries that we don't fully trust.
Okay.
So you have countries like China and Russia that have crash retrieval programs that are back engineering weapon systems. And we don't want to bring it all out so everyone starts to know what we have.
Okay.
Because this is like the reason why we hide our weapons development, because we don't want Russia to know what our limits are technologically to defend ourselves. So we hide that, we classify that stuff. Well, what happens when 3 countries are building shit that's so exotic, so advanced, world-busting weapon systems based off this shit that we covered? You don't talk about it because you don't fully trust each other. But what's worse than that, you don't fully understand where you got it from and what they would do if you bring it all out. And they go, you've been fucking with our stuff. You know, so there's a lot to this. It goes beyond just us wanting to know. But a lot of people feel that we need to know. It's nature, you know.
And Bigfoot also.
Bigfoot's real. Dude, I have a military map framed at my house that's current from Naval Intelligence. It's called an invasion tactics map or something. You get these maps when you go to war. And if you get in a gunfight and you're running for your life, these special forces guys pull out these maps, and it's a topography of the area, longitude, latitude. It's got poisonous plants you can eat, dangerous animals you can eat, star charts. My brother took one when he fought in the war in Iraq. He had one for the Tigris and Euphrates River because he was in special operations for the naval fast boats. So if they got in a firefight, he's got a map of the area if he's got to run for his fucking save his ass. Well, this one is for Washington.
Okay.
Pacific Northwest.
Damn.
And on it is Sasquatch. It's listed on there as a dangerous animal next to a bobcat.
What?
And it's a current map from Naval Intelligence. Yeah. And you can't get this as a civilian. Can't say how I got it. So I framed it.
Is there more than one of them?
Yeah. They've been around forever, and they're in every they're called different things. You got the Yeti, you got the Yowie in Australia, you know, you got the Bigfoot, you know.
You've done some tours looking for them too?
I went out once, and we proved that he wasn't where we went.
Okay.
Yeah, so we proved he wasn't in that spot.
Fuck, dude.
But we went to a ranger station in this mecca in the top of California in this dense fucking national forest. And me and my brother walk into the ranger, and this is like, dude, it's like in his late 50s, big belly, feet up on the big cowboy boots on the desk. He's reading a newspaper. He's like, how can I help you? And we're in there. We're like, hey, we're here just touring. We want to find Bigfoot. You know, and we thought it was funny. You know, and he puts the paper down, deadpan serious. You know, we just found a couple prints actually about 20 minutes that way. There's
no
a couple.
way.
He was dead serious that their rangers just found some prints a few days before that. They deal with it all the time in that location.
Holy shit!
I was like, damn. But it was also showing up.
California too. Fuck.
So the guys I work with at my company, my co-founders at CIA and Department of Defense, were the program they're running, the UFO program, ATIP. Part of their portfolio was Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, and Bigfoot was showing up in Skinwalker Ranch with the UFOs and everything. So I have the files on that stuff. It's very real.
Fuck, dude. Is that the Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation thing? Is that the doc?
Oh, the History Channel show we did?
Yeah, that's crazy
That
too.
talks a lot about ATIP in that program specifically, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy I realized too, your daughter's name's Ava, and that's the way you spell Angel's name.
Yeah, I figured that out early on. 3 A's with an upside down A in the middle. It was like AVA. Yeah.
Fuck. And then you have the Poet Anderson too.
Yep.
And then Monsters of California movie you did.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You've been busy. All these years you've been busy, man.
Been busy. There's a couple monologues in Monsters of California that I didn't write. And I think people need to pay attention to that.
In there, but you put out how many Angels records out now? There's a lot of Angels records, dude.
We did a lot of stuff. I don't know. 1,
you like
2, 3, 4, 5 plus some EPs. I can't remember.
And the documentary as well.
Yeah.
You put a solo record out yourself too.
Yes, there's some demos and shit. There's a couple good songs on that too.
Well, you've stayed busy all these years, dude. It's fucking crazy, man.
I just like to fucking create shit, dude.
You're always thinking about writing songs. You always have lyrics. You always have
always
topics,
doing
huh?
something. Always doing something. Yeah.
I'm always impressed by that. People that can just keep writing different things and express themselves.
I think
you
just got to be courageous, and you got to be interested in things. And as long as you're courageous and interested in things and don't care what people think, then you can do anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's something about you that's true to your punk ethics, is that you don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck what people think.
You never really cared, even like a negative comment or a negative write-up?
You do, but I quickly kind of go, hey, who's Rob? A Rolling Stone that doesn't like our record. Who's this guy? Yeah. You know, it's kind of like you get all bummed and someone reviews your shit as bad, and you're like, who the fuck are you? There's some like what? Like if
have they ever wrote a song before?
What's not even that? It's like you walk down the street and a homeless guy's like, "You're ugly." Do you like go home and go, "Fuck, am I ugly?" Yeah. You don't give a fuck that guy. But if somehow this guy happens to type it somewhere else in Indiana,
that's a great point.
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? Why do you care what he thinks? Like it's retarded.
Why do we fucking care?
I don't know. It's because I think we always want approval as artists. But what I learned
we're
is
sensitive souls.
We are, and I think like the goal is to not get approval. The goal is, can I create something that moves people? So if your measure of success is do you move someone emotionally for a reason, then you've hit the mark. If you're doing it to make people like you, you're never gonna hit the mark.
Yeah, not everybody's gonna love you, dude.
Me?
No, just in general.
Oh, not everyone's gonna love me. Yeah, no, it's true. Not everyone's gonna love any of us. Yeah, for sure.
Also, let's get to One More Time, which is phenomenal record. Every fucking song on the record, the video, the concept, all of it. Like you said, Terrified's on there. But just the One More Time ballad kind of song. It's so fucking emo. Just straight to the point lyrically, everything. I feel like this record was an incredible record, man.
Wow, thank you so much.
I love it, man. It's just like every single song on there, it got me fucking More Than You'll Know I love. We Were Young. Dude, it was Bad News Turpentine. Travis sings Fuckface.
Yeah.
Dance With Me. And then there's that film.
And Fuckface came Tim Armstrong. Him and Travis,
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that's why it's got some of that hardcore in there. Like it's got an edge to it that I don't think we talk about that enough. But obviously Tim Armstrong from Rancid. I mean,
yeah,
like, he's the James Dean of
bro,
punk rock.
Incredible, dude. Out Come the Walls, bro.
Good, how good.
Everything he fucking does, like all of his songwriting, everything, man.
Fuck.
He's like Walter Schreifels is like that for me from Quicksand and Gorilla Biscuits.
I just met Walter for the first time.
You did?
When we were touring with Turnstile. Saw them at a restaurant and they introduced me. I was so stoked.
First time meeting him?
I told Walter, I was like, I literally just fucking studied what you did with Civ, and I
know you're a big fan.
And because that Civ record was like that fucking first Civ record. Are you kidding me? That's like the descendants of hardcore. Yeah. It's like great songwriting.
It really
no matter
is.
how heavy it got, you can kind of whistle it. You know, it's like
melody, all of it.
Melody and the heaviness.
Yeah, Walter wrote that in the Gorilla Biscuits album. He's fucking Quicksand. I put him on my top writers too.
Yeah, for sure.
But Tim Armstrong, dude, he's just fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, Tim's just like, he just oozes cool, and you're just like, God, stop, dude. It's hard to catch up.
And the one song, Fell in Love, is that the song that had like the Cure kind of vibe?
Yeah.
And he gave Robert Smith credit anyway or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Damn.
Because at this point, we've done enough that we don't have to prove ourselves. So we're just like, we're going to fucking steal from the great and tell everyone that that's what we did, you know?
He probably did he care about getting credit?
I don't think so. You just do it out of like just to be on the straight and narrow, you know?
Oh, you didn't know what you got, edging, all that shit, man. It was such a great like rollout of the record and the tour and the songs. Like, you proud of the record?
Yeah, I am. But I honestly think we're going to beat it.
You think there'd be another time album?
Yeah. It's going to be like, again.
You think there'd be one though?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like now you guys are just fucking crushing, dude.
Yeah.
Is there one Blink record that you love the most?
I think the
most proud of?
Well, the self-titled record, because it was a real, we became explorers on that record.
You really did.
You know?
But that was your mentality from Boxcar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oh, I can actually do some ballads or different kind of melodies and stuff.
Yeah.
And more poppier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I Miss You is a fucking perfect banger, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy seeing you play and the whole crowd sings that shit.
I know, right? It's wild.
Dude.
And you know what pisses me off is all the small things is the one that's played at stadiums and it's like got just a billion streams and everyone knows that. I'm like, dude, we have better songs. I wish it was like fucking... Like, I Miss You would have been a better song to be the one that's played at stadiums. I don't know. It's kind of ballady, but just in sense, like, you know, All Small is rad. I'm so thankful for it. But like what we do as a band is not really in that song, you know?
Yeah. There's some breakers you probably like don't really like, but you play them anyway because they are bigger songs. And
got to play the hits. You want to leave the crowd kind of
You never get sick of playing the hits, do you? You have to play them.
I get sick of it. I do. I do. Like, I always like the way they start. Right when it starts and everyone cheers, you're like, okay, this is cool. But when you're in the song, I just get it over with. I want to get this other shit, you know?
But the hits is what got you to the 72,000 fucking headline show.
Yeah. And if you're going to
part of the whole journey.
You got to like, if you want to do that route, you got to do that route. you know?
Yeah. Was there a reason why you only painted your nails on your left hand? What's that?
I always tattooed just the left arm, and then
really.
So I had this thing like.
Are you left-handed?
No, but I think the reason is like I always saw myself as two people. I'm the Angels and Airwaves guy, and I'm the Blink guy. Not that I was thinking Angels and Airwaves back in the Blink days, but it was always like there's a side of me that's really spiritual and searching a truth seeker. Yeah. And then there's a side of me that wants to break shit and laugh at someone's dick. You know, so I'm like I am both those guys. Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception of you think?
I think the biggest misconception is that sometimes maybe that I'm arrogant, or like that I
think people know that, especially watching not to cut you off, the Angels doc, how you're like, yo, I was just joking. You're saying like coming Gandhi and the new Jesus Christ.
I thought it was funny.
And all that. Yeah, because you're always saying kind of shocking, wild shit. You don't give a fuck.
And I also think another misconception is that I'm kind of crazy and I don't know what I'm doing, and I just say, you know, like I do say crazy shit and do whatever, but like if I'm doing something and I'm sticking with it, it's because I'm viscerally know what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, like that. I'm not doing movies now because I just want to like be a film guy, you know, like I'm not.
You're passionate about it.
I'm passionate because I really feel I have a reason to do it. It doesn't mean that everyone's going to like it or something, or even if it's going to be seen as good, you know, but I'm doing it because I have a very specific reason that's in my heart for it.
It's almost like just like an actor who played this one big role, right? And people only know him for that role. People look at you maybe like you're just Tom DeLonge from Blink, who have these poppy, amazing songs. You say funny fart jokes. Yeah. But there's more to you than that. This is just one fucking part of you.
Yeah, the UFO thing is like I really want people to understand that life is a lot more magical than they think, and they're not stuck. And if we can change, if you look inward, you got to stop looking outward to change your life. It's an inward thing. And the reason it is because it's physics. It's literally a physics component. It's no different than saying, hey, I want to boil this water, so I got to heat up the water. And like, so if you have to know the mechanism, and that's what we're learning. So that for me is like, I really think I could change people's lives by that. In Angels and Airwaves is more like, I want people to start understanding positivity and hope, because there's a physics thing to that. Blink-182 is like eternal youth. It's like you can be a kid and follow your passions and create joy, like force joy. Blink was played really fast and was really funny is because we were forcing joy out of broken homes.
It's great, man.
And that's what it was all about. And I don't think everyone they play fast songs, they're kind of funny. Go, yeah, but the reason is because our lives were fucked up. So when we got together, we wanted to celebrate. But when you celebrate with that much angst, you play fast and you play hard.
Great point, man.
So people hear a pop song, but they see it live and go, wow, that's some punk rock shit. You know, it's because we learned from the greats. I mean, we're taken from bands like The Descendants and Bad Religion and whatever. And like,
no facts.
And so you're coming with, you're amplifying shit with teeth. Yeah. You know, you're like, we're going to be fucking happy, but we're going to do it with teeth, you know?
And you have fun doing it too and not take yourself seriously. Yeah. Just be big fucking kids.
Yep.
You're an optimist or pessimist?
I'm an optimist. Because life is a belief system, and once you understand how it works, once you really understand how your brain works and how what reality actually is on a quantum level, and what the government's trying to figure out how to tell people about this shit, I'm being dead serious. They don't know how to tell. We live in the Matrix. You know, when you hear these people talking about like we live in a simulation, we really do. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to figure out if that simulation is being bestowed upon us by a power greater than us, and like we're imprisoned in it, or if it's really like the fundamental architecture of base reality, but we are in it. Yeah. But it's malleable. It's unconditionally supportive based on your belief system. If you want to fucking hate everybody, it'll amplify that hate. And if you want to love everybody, it'll amplify that love. That's why you can pray over somebody and heal them. And I'm a Christian. But then all of a sudden someone that's in Islam can do the same thing. And you're like, well, whose God is right? It's not God. It's the way consciousness and the physics of the matrix are. So you can do energy healing. You can do prayer. It doesn't matter. Shut your brain down and meditate. You're going to get what you want. And if you do good, it's more powerful than bad. But they both work,
I love that, man. So you're an optimist.
Yeah. As long as people know, like, the way things
a positive guy, though.
Yeah, I'm an optimist.
You get dark sometimes.
I do, but not like Mark gets a lot more dark than me. I'm always trying to pull him out of there.
You get dark because of the world and shit like that, or just?
Yeah, because it's something like
I feel like you feel empathy for the world.
A lot of empathy. I'm very empathetic,
and you really you can't help the world at all times.
Yeah, so I try to do my part. That's
you do your part, man.
That's why I'm doing these movies. These movies are specifically about that. That's why I'm doing the UFO show with the government. It's to get the secret out of what reality actually is, and that's why I'm doing Blink, because it's a way to remember when you were a kid and you weren't weighed down by wars and CNN and like all these crazy shits and mortgage payments. It's like keep that spark in you. Understand how reality is, and surround yourself with hope and love, and you're going to be okay.
Are you on social media that much? And what's your thoughts on social media?
Just Instagram, but I'm like, dude, even that thing, it's like my algorithm's so like fucked up. Like, it's just like all chicks and thongs, or it's like animals eating each other. I'm like, what is all this shit? Like, I don't fucking know what to do with it anymore, so I don't even post that much anymore. Do
you check your DMs and answer messages?
Yeah, because it's usually just Travis sending me something really stupid, and
we don't talk to fans on there? Or
no.
Don't respond to comments?
Nah.
Never let like a negative comment bother you. Probably even look at comments.
Nah, I don't even look at comments. I will every once in a while to see what people say about something stupid I posted. It's never about something that's worthwhile. If I put up something really dumb of like, someone tap dancing, I kind of want to see what people say. I do love that you don't give a fuck. You honestly don't give a fuck what people think. And like, I feel that from you. Some people just say that because it's punk to say that, but you don't see it. Just goes over your shoulder. I love that. I only give a fuck so much. I only give a fuck if I like have like honor and respect for the person giving their comments. Like, if it's like a friend or a family member or someone you respect. That's like, like it's just like, dude, like, if some like, it's got to be somebody that's earned the right to have me care. Yeah, not some fucking stranger you're never gonna meet. Yeah. You have any regrets in your life? Yeah, we all have regrets. I think I could have handled things better. The breakup with the band was like, I wish I would have known my ego better. I wish I would have known what those pains were and emotions were that were inside of me. I wish I would have known things in my first marriage, about how to handle things better and how to understand choices that I made and not have made them. I wish that I wouldn't have been shot from the hip on some stuff so quickly. But I wouldn't be who I am today, and like I'm a better version of me now than ever because I made mistakes, I guess. Yeah, no, I love that. A lot of people say things like that. What about therapy? You ever had therapy? I have, yeah. After my divorce, I did some therapy. Did you like it? Yeah, it actually gave you some hope that you're not so fucked up and you're doing the best you can. You can't blame people like your parents or your friends or other, your spouses, partners. Like, we're so quick to say, you made me feel this. You did this to me. That's not how shit works. No one can make you feel anything. You got to let go of that. Only you can choose how you feel. So someone could yell at you all day long and push your buttons, but like you're letting yourself care about their actions. And I think like in therapy, you really start to learn that you're responsible for how you feel and how you react, despite what people are doing to you. And if someone's trying to bringing something that feels negative or whatever, it's your choice to let it make you feel anything. Yeah. And so you just got to like be inward. Everything's inward. Like, this is about your life experience and your growth. And the more you really grasp onto that, you can just give a lot more love to people. Even when someone's like not good in your life, you can say like their point of view and one of the greatest things I learned is like, it's none of your fucking business what people think. Yeah. It's their business, and not your wife, not your kid, it's like, it's none of your business. You can care if you choose, but it's none of that's their life experience. Yeah. Everyone's on earth for their own soul's experience, and they can think and feel whatever they want. And when you guys map up, you share a reality for a brief moment in time, and you choose to share that point of view with them. But that's your choice. If you want to get bummed and gonna get pissed and you're blaming people, all you're doing is making a choice that everyone else is doing things to you. Things happen for you. Yeah. And so that's just something that I've learned that I think is a really, really great, important tool for people. It's really fucking. You got the PMA, dude. Hey,
You do.
I got the TNA.
No, you drove the PMA. What was your last real job? What was the last real job you think you had as a boss?
It was the delivering concrete and shit.
That was the last one?
It's fucking that shit was
What year
torturous.
would that be?
I was like 19.
So that's, what year is that?
I don't fucking know. It would have to have been 97, 98 maybe.
Damn, that's crazy. So just music since then.
Yeah, music and a lot of other shit actually.
And what about your top? You have a top 5 favorite artist or musician or anybody that inspires you? Bands or?
I don't know, dude. There's so much shit.
I know you love Screeching Weasel too.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, but top 5 bands, it's like this mix of like.
It's hard.
It's hard. You know, I'm going to throw in U2. I'm going to throw in The Cure, but I'm going to throw in The Descendants. I'm going to throw in Fugazi. I'm going to throw in.
Those are bangers.
I just like fucking like, but I also throw in Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby and shit. Like, you know,
that's sick.
Or Underworld. Do you ever listen to Underworld?
No,
dude, it's the best techno shit you ever heard in your life.
Really?
It's so good. Like, Godfather's a techno. Yeah, but it's like atmospheric. Like when you hear it, like you'll go, oh shit, that sounds like Where the Streets Have No Name.
Oh,
it's like that kind
I'm
of
looking into that.
Yeah.
What about new bands? You check out new bands? I mean, you guys bring Turnstile. You guys always bring a band.
Yeah, Turnstile is one of my favorite new bands in years.
I'm psyched for the new record, dude. I can't fucking.
God, I hope they nail it because they're so rad.
I know.
I was like, these guys are dirty fucking street kids doing it right. And I was like, because you don't hear that in punk rock. There's so many pop punk kids that are like, sound like that kind of Blink stuff, but what they're missing is the teeth. Like we do it. It's poppy, but there's teeth in there because we grew up on the same kind of
the gritty shit.
The gritty shit.
Yeah.
If you don't have the gritty shit, then it's just pop. You know.
Yeah.
So you're missing angst. You can't do this kind of music unless there's angst. You can be as catchy as you want, but you have to have balls behind it. And Turnstile's like, dude, they're doing it. They're since Civ, they're the first pop hardcore kind of thing that has been. That's like fucking, this is great.
It was amazing you guys bring them on the arena tour. For them, that's like a whole new, not just audience, but just whole world of like not just playing club shows and like just seeing them adapt to that. I saw a couple of shows in that tour and how they just, it made them actually grow into even a better band.
Yeah, you get thrown in the fire quick. You know, playing a club where you have all your hardcore kids like doing stage dives and fucking karate in the pit, and then also you throw them on and put them in an arena.
Yeah,
and go, okay, now it's really hard to see your guitar because the lights are so bright and you got all these people staring at you. It's dude. You know, so it's a lot, and it makes you grow as a band or you die. You know.
Yeah, it was so. And also you guys had I think Drain on the show.
We had Pierce the Veil came out with us too, which that new record is so fucking good.
I think maybe Scowl played with you guys, or Drain, or
I can't
Speed,
remember.
or it's just cool. You guys are always bringing out new younger hardcore bands like you did for us back then, or other bands. You know that.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about sobriety. You drink a little bit when you go on stage. You still skate at all or no?
No, I don't. But I follow more skateboarding on Instagram than pretty much anything else.
I love the new. It's incredible. The young skaters.
It's so hard to fucking understand what they're doing. I don't even know which way the board's flipping, let alone like how they're not dying when they're doing it.
It's so, and like all the so many girls skating now, bro.
Hot girls,
killing it, bro.
Hot girls,
but killing it. But the tricks these kids are doing is unreal, dude.
There's like girls that are like hot doing 360 flips, and I'm like, this is like fucking. Dude, like this is what happens in tennis, not skateboarding. How is this happening? I mean, these chicks are going to be making way more money than any pro ever made, skateboarder pro. Yeah.
You used to ride motorcycles? Or no?
I do. I got 3 bikes, but I haven't ridden in a while just because I've been touring for the last couple of years.
That was your thing.
Yeah, it was time.
You and Dave Kennedy ride a lot.
Yeah, David just rides all the time still, yeah.
What kind of bike you got?
I have a BMW R19, R9T, which is like a cafe racer. I have a Ducati Monster Cafe Racer, and then I have this big BMW adventure bike, which is like I can go to Alaska on it. It's like big enduro kind of cross country thing.
That's cool. You ever seen Fugazi play?
No, but I did tell Ian one time that I want to see his band with lasers and LED screens and everything's to the MIDI clock.
What?
And he laughed. He's all, no one's ever said that to me. I'm all, I know.
He's always at Coachella every year.
That's where I saw him. That's where I said it to him.
Dude, he's the best. You been to Discord before?
No, I almost went on this last tour.
I got Travis to go last time. I connected him and he went. Maybe last year he went some.
Yeah.
You want to go sometime? Let me know, dude.
I would love to. I just I couldn't make it on that one day off. I was like so tired.
Dude, it'll blow your mind. It's worth it even to fly out there for.
It's just like such a it's like a rite of passage to go to that place.
It's like going to Gilman Street. It's like going to like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I didn't even think I'd be allowed in there. Like Southern California bratty punk rock. They're like, you're not allowed.
You're allowed, dude.
Burn up as I go through the door.
What which you have any favorite?
You know, Ian, he won't come to a Blink show.
Well, he won't go to Live Nation shows.
I heard he won't go to a Blink show because he goes, it's too vulgar. And I was like, really?
No way.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. I was like, oh, interesting.
So you're too punk for that? Wow.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Because it's interesting to see the difference in band, in what Ian's done with all of his punk rock bands. His stuff had so much purpose.
Totally.
And it was very mature, and we're so immature. I'm like, the tracks, I can see that. I was like bummed though. I was like, why don't you see? You'll probably hear some riffs.
Do you like Embrace?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
One of the greatest. I got to see them one time with
what a rad
Rites of
band
Spring.
name. What a great Rites of Spring.
Those like the OG emo bands.
We
dude.
played with Geese shit. Yeah, Rites of Spring is the first emo, probably. I mean,
yeah. Before like the Screamo and all the other stuff.
Yep.
You got to play with them. You saw
on some weird like show in San Diego, like a radio show back in the day that was in a club, and like it was like us, Rites of Spring, and like Radiohead or something.
What?
Really weird. Before anyone was big.
Fuck. You have a favorite tattoo? Are you still getting tatted?
Yeah. I got a couple. I just got this thing on my neck. I got a huge one on my ribs. Probably the one on my ribs is
Recently?
pretty sick. Yeah.
So you're still going to get more?
I don't know. This one on the ribs hurts so bad. It was so big. I was like, what am I doing to my body? This hurts so bad.
You guys got tours this summer?
No, we got some festivals at the end of the year.
That's it.
Yeah.
What about this kind of Breaking Bear series you might be doing? Yogi Bear meets Soprano or something?
No, it's all these bears that sell drugs.
Is that coming out? Is that something?
Yeah, it's coming out.
On
It's in
Tubi
production
or
now.
something, yeah.
We haven't announced it, but we have an Academy Award-winning actor doing the lead bear that sells drugs.
That's such a crazy concept. I love Breaking Bad, though.
Yeah.
Are you a big TV show guy?
On the good ones.
I know like X-Files and all that shit.
Yeah, but you watch Severance, and I'm just watching, and I'm just like, how the fuck did they make this? Like the writing, the production, the cinematography, it's mind-bending. It's so good. It's so A-level that it's
tripped out, man.
It's like listening to a Beatles album, and you're going to start writing songs for the first time. You're like, how? Like, what do I do?
Are you on the second season?
Yeah, it's insane.
Dude, it's a crazy concept, dude.
So crazy. It's as good as any like Isaac Asimov type shit, like the best science fiction writers of all time is what it feels like to me.
So you watch a lot of TV, like a lot of documentaries and shit?
I try, yeah.
Have you seen the Yacht Rock one?
No, but I got the best documentary I've seen in the longest. Best band documentary I've seen in the longest.
What is it?
Zeph.
What is that?
Antwoord.
Oh, I've seen it.
It's the best shit I've ever seen.
And then I went and saw him play a week later. It was fucking crazy out
dude,
here,
that
bro.
documentary is so good.
Beautiful,
dude.
What a fucking badass band, dude. It's so fucking crazy the way the whole thing, the whole story, their marriage back together.
But the documentary is shot like
I know, bro.
What they are.
You ever seen them live?
No.
Dude, I went to watch the doc and I just Googled their name. I was like, yo, they're playing next week. Me, Moon, and Max went. We were in the crowd. It was incredible. Bro. Dude. And that crazy DJ with the mask.
Yeah.
They're so unique and original and fucking
punk.
They're so punk.
So punk.
But just a story like how like the girl liked the guy's haircut, so he got the same haircut. He just stole the whole look, dude.
And just ran it, and it just fit.
But he's just so honest about it.
Yeah, that's what's rad. Yeah,
Tom, thank you for being here. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
I knew you're gonna be awesome. I knew you're gonna fucking. I'm so happy this happened, dude, and fucking appreciate you. We know each other for a long time. All the stuff you put out in the world, all the music, all the lives you changed, always being cool with me and my band. It's an honor to have you here, man.
Yeah,
and I know you're a busy motherfucker, man. We tried so many different ways to make this happen.
I know you've been patient. And
I know. I'm a patient boy.
I know, and I was like, I finally was like, dude, I'm coming up. Let's just get it done.
I've been telling Tom like, yo, Brolin came here twice. Your boy Trav came here.
Josh Brolin is like. I'm like, fuck, I felt like a dick. I was like, he's like a fucking star. And I'm like, if Josh can find the time, what the fuck's my problem?
I saw you somewhere at Trav's, one of his things, and you're like, bro, yeah, bro, on your podcast, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you're so kind. You got me his book and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
man. You're going to meet somebody.
You got to get him to a Blink show. I want to meet him.
No, he couldn't go. His wife's got a movie. She directed her own movie. Comes out tomorrow.
Okay, got it.
In Santa Barbara. We're going to make the connection, but Tom's like, yo, I got to meet Josh. Give me Josh. And then I get him a book signed, and Josh wrote some funny shit.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But he's a punker, dude. He used to grew with RKL and Dogtown and Venice and all that shit.
Yeah, he's right in the epicenter of all of it.
But a great actor, great writer, father. He was his birthday yesterday.
He just seems like the best human.
He is. He's just a real one. He's like the most.
I just want to meet him and be like, okay, like
Hollywood friend.
What are the cliff notes just to be you? Because it seems like you're just doing it right at this point.
I know. From Goonies till now, bro. Just like his career, too.
His career, but also just like he's funny, but he's cool. He seems confident. And like
he's tough, but he's sensitive.
Yeah, he's just like, like
the man's man.
He's just fucking. I'm like, dude, you're just fucking dude.
So he's like a bucket kind of list to meet for you.
Kind of over the past few years, yeah. Like after I've really just been watching everything he's done.
Sicario.
Dude,
you fuck with Dune, obviously.
Yeah, but when it was really you bringing him out more and learning that like I didn't know he was a punk rock kid. I think that's really what made me want to meet him.
That makes me happy. That's cool.
Because like like that made me feel like, oh shit, we got a lot in common. This isn't just a
Totally.
great artist. This is a guy that grew up the way I did. And
crazy family life too. And this book you should read it's a crazy book. His mom, everything. His mom was
Got
like
it.
badass.
Yeah. Okay.
The bikers and all that stuff too.
Damn, yeah.
But well, man, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. This is fucking awesome. I knew it was gonna fucking happen. I am patient. I waited, and you came to my house, and I really appreciate it. I'm psyched to see you guys tonight with Trio. That made me so emo just when I saw it get announced.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's beautiful, man. Let's see what else I could ask you. Anything else? I think that's pretty good. Is there anybody else on your bucket list you'd like to meet besides like somebody like that? Have you met somebody famous that kind of like made you starstruck?
God, yeah.
They came to one of your shows or just...
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty starstruck meeting Milo from the Descendants back
really?
in the day. Yeah,
that's sick.
But also, like, where I really freeze up is when I meet people, like, deep important people in the government. And then I'd probably freeze up meeting Bono.
Oh, me too, bro.
You know, he's just like...
Dude, Chris Martin, I'd fucking lose it,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, he's pretty talented, too, yeah. I
met Jay-Z once. It was fucking
That's
crazy.
pretty rad,
Very
yeah.
surreal. I met Madonna as a kid. She was at CBGB, some random ass thing.
That's cool.
But yeah, like fucking... It's crazy when you meet people like that. And sometimes you want to meet your heroes as well, but
yeah,
Ian's the best. You gotta...
Ian was a big one. That's really cool.
Because he just sees everything punk rock is. You never bent for nobody.
Never.
You stay the same person.
They literally broke up because they won't change their ticket price. pretty much. You know, $5. They can't afford to tour and they will not go to $6. You know, it's pretty.
But I love how he goes to Coachella every year. He checks it out. He checks out behind the scenes. They never broke up either, man.
Damn. Oh, we don't want some new music. All right. Well, thanks for having me,
dude. Tom. You're the fucking best, dude. Appreciate you. And thanks for the listeners. And this is happening. Just want to say that Tom is in the top 5 most asked to be on this fucking podcast. I can send you tons of posts I've done. One of the top 5 people, and he fucking made it on my bucket list 2025.
Damn. Well, thank you.
Love you, bro. Appreciate you so much, dude. Right, bye, everybody. How are you?
What's going on?
How are you? So I was just thinking today that I told you I never post teasers about the episode, and I did today, and I got crazy messages. I was just thinking like, you're so like beloved. You're so loved. Like it was from people from all over the world, and my shit's still going crazy right now. Like every country in this whole planet, like it's just so much love. Do you ever think about shit like that, or like don't really pay attention to it unless you're playing a show or something and see the people?
That's a crazy thing to think. I don't think about that. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, you're doing podcasts with some big names, dude. Like I don't understand why people would be tripping on. My story.
Because you don't do many. You don't do a lot of podcasts.
That is true. I don't do fucking anything. I pretty much say no to everything. I said no to about 3 things today.
So that's what I'm saying. It's really special. Like, and people like, because I had Travis on before, and they're like, I don't know, just it's been really overwhelming today. I didn't expect a response like that. And just, I don't know. I know like in your bubble, you're a dad, you're living your life, you're not on tour, you're making music, you're doing all your other projects. And so you're just a normal dude living your life. But it's crazy when I see that reaction. I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, this guy, man, people love this guy. And it's like, I don't know, I think it's a beautiful thing, you know?
Well, that's really nice of you to say. I like to think that a few people out there think I'm a good dude. That helps. That helps when the day gets rough.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not like you're thinking about like, oh, I'm Tom DeLonge and I wrote these songs and this is what I do. It's like, no, you're just trying to get through your day. You're a human. You go through emotions. You have your ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a perfect person, you know?
Nah, dude, I just keep my head down. I don't think about what people think of me. I don't really think about other people's opinions at all. I'm just trying to create things that inspire people, move people, and challenge me artistically. That's really it.
Yeah, and that was my big takeaway from our conversation is that you really don't give. It really inspired me to not give a fuck as much as I do sometimes with little things and just even what people think. And all. My wife's all that matters is my wife and my son's opinion and my close friends. But you really, really set that. I don't know. It's just really something impacted me on our conversation. You know what I mean? Like just like who gives a fuck and just be who you are. And I mean, I've always been 100% myself. But yeah, sometimes you get a little sensitive about things. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we give power to those people once we think that their opinion's more important than ours for some god-awful reason. I mean,
yeah.
I think I might have said it on the podcast, but I'll say it again here. Like we have no business, worrying about what other people think. It's none of your business what someone thinks. Yeah. That's their life path. That's their point of view. That's their reality. Your reality is yours. And they have no business thinking what you think, so just stick within your own reality and you can give the power to whoever. If you care
So
you know,
true.
what your son and your wife think, then that's you allowing yourself to care. But like, don't
Yeah,
allow yourself to care about some dude that's in fucking Iowa that writes articles. Like, who the
it's
fuck is
true.
that?
It's so true.
Who's Kevin? Who's Kevin? Why do you care about what Kevin's writing? You know?
No, it's true. And most of those people never even played in a band or toured or wrote a song or anything. It's crazy.
Well, it doesn't even. Yeah, it's not even that. It's just
Yeah,
one dude like all of us. We all come into the world naked as a baby. We all die
true.
naked as a baby, basically. You know, so it's like everyone's exactly the same, no matter how much money they made, or how big their album is, or how big their movie
Yeah.
is, or how famous they are, or how rich they are. It's like everyone gets diarrhea. Everyone fucking gets sick.
It's
Everyone
true.
gets their heart broken. Everyone masturbates. You know, it's like
No, it's
it's
so
just like,
true.
dude, it's like, why would you care what Kevin thinks of you? You know?
No, I love that, man. So last time I saw you was at the Palladium. The show was incredible for the fires. You guys raised money for the LA fires, and it was a beautiful show. And Skiba came out and did a song, and it was just this moment. Me and my son were watching. I never seen my son get emotional before, and looked over, and my son had tears in his eyes. I've never seen my son get emo like that. It was just this beautiful moment, and I'm sure you felt it too, and the audience loved it. And it was just, I don't know, it just made me so happy. And was that the first time you guys saw each other since he was in the band, or?
I saw him we rehearsed the song a couple of times.
Okay, yeah.
And that was it. Yeah. But yeah, Skiba and I have always been cool. I mean, like, we have a lot of respect for each other, and he's a
I
great
know.
person. And I was always thankful for his hard work and keeping the band rolling when I wasn't there. So it wasn't. I think I think people want to make it into some kind of narrative, that's not true here and there to create drama or something to talk about or
Yeah.
whatever. But between him and I, we were always cool. Yeah. I mean, Alkaline Trio is a fucking epic band, as you know.
And
And
they toured you guys before too. I remember that.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We played a lot of shows with them. I mean, and you know how the punk rock community is. We've all been around each other a lot. So
Yeah. Something we didn't talk about. I saw you posted today too. Like, you got some stuff coming up with To the Stars. You have a bunch of projects with Netflix and Sony and Tubi and Legendary. It's the writer from Band of Brothers and Sleepy Hollow and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You're directing a feature coming out for one of your novels. So like, you have so much things happening right now.
yeah,
It's
got
a
a
lot,
lot of
dude.
things. It's a lot, man. Yeah. That's not even all of it. There's probably another fucking 5 or 6 projects I didn't list that are in various stages with writers and production companies and stuff like that. So, I mean, I just didn't want to sit there and go, look at all the things I'm doing.
No,
But I
I
just
know.
wanted, there's more just like, there's a lot of people that believe in what I did with To the Stars and invested in it. And it's like, I don't announce it enough. I've been quiet for the past kind of couple years because I've
Yeah.
been setting all these things up and working my ass off. And it's all happening. And I still have a lot of work to do. But I wanted to at least put that out there and get people, have people have an understanding that there's a lot going on if they care about this stuff or if they're involved with the company.
Is it hard for you to focus on all that stuff? Like, are you pretty organized with stuff like that? Like,
Yeah,
focusing
I'm
on?
pretty organized. It's not hard. Yeah, because I have an office at my house that's my studio and stuff, and I'm always playing music every day, and then I'm able to just like work on the things I need to work on.
Yeah. Another thing I mentioned too is that just how important those Atticus comps were, and how, like, I don't know who picked the bands for those comps, but you guys always showcase like a lot of unknown, like, younger bands, and I feel like that, and also loserkids.com was also a big part of helping so many bands. You guys don't get a lot of props for that.
Yeah, it's funny. I still think to this day, loserkids.com, which was an e-commerce site that Mark and I did, right when the internet started doing its fucking thing.
Yeah.
I still think that was the first online surf skate shop that there was. Nothing
Damn.
else existed at the time. I really think we were the first. Now, it's hard to say, obviously, because you think of the internet as gigantic, but at the time,
Yeah.
e-commerce was like, people didn't even really trust e-commerce. They're
Totally.
scared to buy things online and stuff. But yeah, no, we had a lot of fun with that. Didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we were dabbling in like all that kind of stuff. And the Atticus console, we had a clothing company called Atticus, and we
Yeah.
would put out a compilation with a lot of cool bands on it. And it did really well at the time when people were really into compilations. Now it's all about like a playlist on Spotify, but back
Totally.
then that kind of did the same thing.
Yeah. It was really, really, it showcased a lot of bands that people really never heard of before. Same with the Warped Tour comps and whatever, Fat Records comps. All those compilations was so important back then. It was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, is the red box Caracer guitar, is that retired from tour now? Because the last time I saw it was in the Edging video.
Oh, the boxcar racer guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's in my studio. I got it here.
sick.
It's hanging. Actually, my friend just asked me about it yesterday. They're like, "Whoa, is this the boxcar guitar?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
it."
so legendary. It's crazy. It's how important that guitar became. You know what I mean? I think you made like duplicates of it or something. They made like a. I don't know. You guys
I can't
remember?
remember. Well, I
Yeah,
I don't can't even remember this so long ago, but I do know that there's a big H2O sticker on it because I
I
just saw it
know,
yesterday.
dude. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then what about Adam Blake trying off Adam's Angels and Airwaves?
Oh, Adam's amazing. Yeah, at the time we needed a bass player, and I loved Adam, and he's shreds, and he was perfect. But the only difference was Matt Wachter could play synth and piano
Ah,
and do a bunch of Photoshop stuff. I was like, fuck, here's a guy that can do like 3 or 4 different things that would help out a lot. That was the only differentiator really. But Adam as a dude and as a bass player hit the mark like perfectly. I just kind of needed some more help in other areas.
mm-hmm.
So that was the only reason. But love him to death. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy because not many people know about that. He was so stoked. I think he flew out there like 2 times or something.
Yeah, I met with him, and he's just fucking wonderful dude. Wonder,
Yeah,
as you know.
was that and also is there a studio called the Never Pants Studio?
And the Never Pants Ranch.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
That was Angels and
Uh
Airwaves spot.
that's what we called it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Never
it's
Pants
so
Ranch.
great,
Yeah.
dude. That name is fucking amazing, dude.
I should probably bring that back because
It
my
is.
house now is kind of like a little bit of a ranch in the studio here. I should call it Never Pants Ranch.
That'd be
I
yeah.
never fucking nailed down the name of my studio. I probably should call it that.
Dude, it's such a great name, man. I remember Rancy recorded out there at the Never Ranch or something. Something with the Star Wars Ranch or something back in the day.
Oh, the Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna give you props. Also, give you your flowers for like Hurley. Like Hurley was just it wasn't you guys' brand, but back then I really feel like you guys were put Hurley on the map. Like way back then, it became like so many people that love Blink was always rocking that.
Well, Bob Hurley was running Billabong,
Yeah.
the big surf company for the longest time, and we were tied into all the surfing that stuff they were doing. We're friends with all the pro surfers, and Bob was putting us like, in advertisements. He was like put our band name in there to try and pump us up. We were in all the surf parts with Taylor Steele's
Oh
Focus and
yeah.
Momentum surf videos and shit.
Yeah.
And then Bob left Billabong and started his own company. He just called it after his last name, Hurley. And we just stuck with Bob. It was rad. We just happened to be like kind of popping at the time, and they would give us free clothes, and I
Yeah.
grew up a skateboarder, and they were way into surfing and skating and stuff, so it just made sense for me. And back in those times too, you just walk through the warehouse and grab as much shit as you want, and they have these huge warehouses of so much shit. So we just always had Hurley on us,
It's crazy.
and then we started playing like places like fucking like you'd be like out in Scotland and it's like super foggy and cold, and then kids are just lined up around the block with Hurley shirts, like they're all colorful, trying to make it like California, but it's like 40 degrees. And
Oh
it's
my
like
god,
Braveheart.
dude. That's
Yeah.
amazing, dude. And then also like I mean, obviously, you guys always rep Dickies. You guys are always rocking Dickies back then.
I'm wearing Dickies right now,
I
man.
know it's
And I
crazy.
just found this new pair, dude. I just found this new pair of Dickies that's like the standard Dickies, but it's got all this crazy stretch in it. I normally wear the
Ooh,
skateboarding work pants, which are the normal Dickies,
they're
but they got
so
a little stretch.
stiff. Yeah.
There's this one called the fucking 874 Pro, and it's
Ooh.
like Dickies, but like if Lululemon got involved. You're like,
No, I like this. So you can get tan ones like that. Oh shit,
yes,
dude.
dude, they look exactly the same, but they stretch like a fucking like you're wearing Biore or Lulu or something shit. Like
I love
I
it.
don't know.
I love it because I feel like Dickies when you get older wear them. It's so boxy and kind of big, like wide at the bottom. And so those are
I
probably
know.
better at your style.
These
Yeah,
are dude, they're gnarly. I just got them a couple days ago, so I got to take them down
that's
and
sick.
fucking hem them up and make them happen.
Also, I love that you still rocking Sambas.
Yeah, still
You,
Sambas. I kind of go back and forth between Chucks and Sambas.
and
Yeah.
you've never wore like because I know like Mark was like athletic shoes on stage like Nike. You never wore like shoes with like a cushion. You've always rocked flat-footed shoes on stage.
On stage, yeah. At home, sometimes I'll wear like retro Nike running shoes.
I'm just saying like because you
Um,
had back issues like jumping. It's like jumping up and down like the flat shoes. It's crazy.
yeah. But on stage, I gotta wear flat shoes because I'll twist my ankle if I don't feel what the fuck's going on underneath
That's
me.
true. And I love that you're rocking fitteds again too. You bring the fitted back.
Oh, so I fitted hats.
You've always rocked that shit too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rad. But so I wear these like fucking these like rad, like colorful, like
Yeah, you do.
fluorescent,
Yeah.
like Padres hats. But we're
Yeah.
doing we're doing a collab with the MLB and the Padres. So all those hats are coming out with To the Stars.
Oh
So people hear
shit,
this
that's
soon. Yeah,
amazing.
I'm all fitted, so I'm
Dude,
stoked.
that's like a dream. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And then
I'm
and also props. I think also you guys kind of set it off in the pop punk with the lip rings. I was thinking about that too.
I don't know, dude. That's just when you're young. You're like putting fucking holes all over your face, going through so much pain because you think it looks cool, and you're like, that fucking hurt. What did I do that for?
Try to be shocking and shit.
Exactly.
Do you ever get nervous going on stage still?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. But
Like
I
nervous
have
stomach type shit, or
nah, I just kind of like I get tired. Like I can
yeah,
fall asleep. My nervousness could like some people throw up. I get fucking tired. So I have to do all the shit to like wake up my body and wake up my mind, and I have a process. But
damn,
I tend to get more nervous like now that we're doing like some of these shows we're doing like stadiums and shit, and then like I
crazy.
got sick, and you're coming into a stadium and you're exhausted and you're kind of sick and you're trying to wake your body up and you're like, what the fuck am I doing for a living? This isn't real. Like, how am I gonna be good tonight? Yeah.
You do warm ups and warm downs too.
I used to, and then I
Yeah,
stopped because I was lazy, and I noticed that it didn't change a fucking thing. And I was like,
really.
"God damn it." Yeah, I was like, what? I do warm up. I do warm up my body and get the blood pumping. I found that for me is the
Mm.
most important thing. Warming up the voice. I'm kind of like a toss a coin on that. I
But
don't know.
you never lost your voice before. They blew your voice on tour, like later on.
Oh, totally. I totally have. But I think the reasons for that, like, when you play outside in the desert, it's 110 degrees and all the
So
dust
dry.
and
Oh,
everything.
dude, it's brutal.
And I stay really hydrated on tour. I get IVs like every other day,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Get that vitamin C and all that's a B12s, whatever.
Yeah, just fucking as much hydration as you can, as much fucking minerals and vitamins as you can. And I found that to be hydration and sleep are the gnarliest, like best things. Like there's nothing else. You can take every fucking herb in the
So
world. You
true.
can take so many things, but it's really about having water and sleep. Those are the only two things that matter. Everything else fucking it's way distant.
Yeah, all the teas and the honeys and all that stuff too. It's like you just don't talk during the day and to save your voices. That's the key.
Yeah, but
Everything
I
else
even
is
found, like I said, like it's, dude, if you're super hydrated and you're sleeping 7 or 8 hours a
true.
night, you're all the inflammation and everything else I've found, and with me, like it makes way more difference than just like not talking throughout the day
Yeah,
and whatever. Because but I don't know, you and I, we sing aggressively, so it's like,
sure.
yeah, so we definitely tear our voice a lot more than somebody singing in their like talking voice. Like none of my songs are in my talking range. Like every fucking song I sing is like high octave, and I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to sing like this every night. I just want to like sing like Frank Sinatra, where he's like low and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
casual.
Just like you're talking. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, you're talking. Yeah.
One record I missed on our conversation has one of my favorite songs on it is Neighborhoods. Up All Night's one of my favorite songs.
Oh,
That's a record
nice.
that record doesn't really get mentioned that much as Neighborhoods. That was later on, but yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, I love that song, Up All Night. Yeah, it's all heavy and big.
It's going your hardest mosh parts. It's like the now that halftime is so hard for Blink. It's like a real like beat down mosh part. It's crazy.
You could thank fucking Walter for that. I probably stole it from him
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, dude. Yeah, that one's got like one of the hardest. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. And then also I knew One More Time was like the last record, and you guys got together. It was kind of inspired by what Mark went through, and just everything. I was getting older and just like wanting to come back together and do another record. There's a chance of another one, probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna start demoing this summer. Yeah.
Wow. So maybe no names for it yet, but it could be like just another time.
Oh,
maybe.
I came up with the
I'm
best.
sure
I came up with the best album title of all
Okay,
time.
okay. Before you say that, did you?
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fucking give it away.
Did you come
but
up with
it's
"Take
good.
Off Your Pants and Jacket" or "Enema of the State"? Like who came up with those?
Enema of the State. I came up with. Yeah, that's on video somewhere. We're at some
Damn.
shoot and yeah. But Take Off Your Pants and Jacket came from a friend that said something like that. I was like, fuck, that's really good. And then
So good.
But the one I got might be the best of all time, and the
Okay.
guys like it. We'll see if it sticks.
Damn. Okay. Also, cats or dogs for you?
Dogs, dude. Cats are fucking vain, arrogant pricks.
They're vain and arrogant. I
Yeah,
never
they're
heard that
arrogant.
before.
Yeah, cats are fucking arrogant.
I didn't even think about it. Yeah, they're kind of snooty, like snotty, right? They're just like,
Yeah, you're in their house. And
damn.
because you'll wake up in the middle of the night and they're just fucking whacking your face like they're trying to fucking kill you. No.
And then, not to get, we already talked about aliens on the last thing, but did you love E.T. or that movie Alien as a kid? Is that something that, like, when you first saw those movies, like, got you intrigued by those movies or no?
Yeah, I loved E.T. But
My
I actually
favorite,
really liked
dude.
as a kid. I liked Flight of the Navigator,
Okay.
which is actually more true to form of the phenomenon where you have missing time as a kid, and you come out of it with like more knowledge or some kind of spiritual evolvement. Sometimes worse too, But
Yeah.
there's a lot in that Disney movie Flight of the Navigator that actually maps up with the legend and the
Okay.
data.
Okay. I'm gonna watch that. I have a huge E.T. tattoo on my leg too. It's my favorite
Yeah,
movie.
E.T. is amazing. Yeah.
Dude. And then did you ever like, besides like Gorilla Biscuit and stuff, did you like some New York hardcore bands back then, or was it kind of too hard for you?
The hardcore stuff, I didn't get too much into it. Obviously, Gorilla Biscuits I like.
Yeah.
I like some of the 7-second stuff.
Ooh.
And generally, things that had more
Melody.
kind of melody in it. Like, I was
Yeah.
always drawn to that. I can't remember too many hardcore bands that really did much for me, to be honest. I knew everyone was into the Madballs and Sick of It Alls and all that kind of stuff. And but that's why I like H2O, because it just had it was more anthemic, and that's what spoke to me,
Thank you, bro. And then one more thing. You guys got Shaky Knees coming up. You guys got Aftershock coming up. You guys have When We Were Young coming up. You guys have a lot of festivals this summer.
Apparently, yeah.
You don't think, you seem like the guy doesn't really think about it. You just show up. You tell me where to go.
That's exactly. Yeah, this is not my, like, I just fucking, where do I gotta go? Is that today?
When to be there.
Yeah.
And also I was thinking, like how like people kind of trip on the way you said head you said yet instead of head. I was thinking today that, like, how Beyonce has a song called Surfboard?
No.
Okay, Beyonce has a huge song called Surfboard, and I thought that they changed that word from surfboard to surfboard, and yours could be head to yet. I think it could officially be like a word. I don't know, because you made it a word. I don't know. It's so good.
We've had a lot of fun with that, because
it's so
we just
good.
be like, I have a headache, we just throw it into like different forms of conversation throughout the years. So.
No, I love, and it just works for that song, dude. And I don't know, I don't even know how they even happened. You know what I mean? I'm almost positive.
Well, you know what the main reason is, as a vocalist, you can't sing the letter H. You can't go head. You can't hear it.
Yeah.
It's a silent letter if you're singing a song. So any word starts with H, you'll never hear the H sound ever in any song. And so,
dude, that's a good point.
The yed kind of worked better,
It does, but I'm saying it does work just like the surfboard works. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Well, thank you, dude. I'm really psyched this is coming out. This is in the making for so long. I appreciate you jumping the call with me and do a catch up. I'm glad you're doing good. It was great having you here on that rainy day, and the show was awesome. And I appreciate your time always. And I don't know. I'm stoked that we reconnected. I feel like I'm more connected to you now from just having the conversation and sitting down with you. And that's what I love about this podcast. And
yeah, good. Thanks for you and your friendship and everything you got going there. I appreciate the time, and hope a couple people listen to this, and we'll do it again.
All right, brother. Have a great day.
All right, late.
All right, peace. I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now, and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much. Didn't give me much details or anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo up in one sitting. You have to be patient. And it's painful. They ice you up. It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life, One Chance podcast is now with Removery. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. Use TobyH20 and get $100 off your first session. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Over 600,000 removal treatments done, 100 locations, US, Canada, and Australia. state-of-the-art pico-wave laser technology, cryotechnology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, we talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Definitely check out One Life, One Chance podcast, episode 281. I have Carmen Brody, Mike McTurnan, and Dustin Ortle from Removery. And this is over 2-hour conversation. People had submitted questions. It's an incredible conversation breaking down the do's, the don'ts, the fears, process, the results, everything you could imagine about getting a tattoo removed. It's all in this podcast. It's an incredible episode. I appreciate them all coming out for it. So check that out if you want to learn more about Removery and what it's like to get a tattoo removed. Once again, go to removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out.